As he review the anecdote about the Mudman and his mud codpiece.
What?
Oh no!
It was a glorious moment for Cordell's character.
Yes.
Where he did the thing that all barbarians try to do. Can I hit myself to continue my rage? Sure, but you gotta roll big. You've gotta actively hit yourself as hard as you can. So he hunches over, smashes his hand down on his thighs, and the codpiece drops out. So to the rest of his party, it looks like he just had a rage shit.
Oh, that poor man.
On the bright side, no one expects anything of Vernon. Anyway, this is another session of Rescue at Raxis. I was recounting my Thursday session. Saltmarsh side story, please tune in. Anyway, last time, who wants an inspiration? There's a juicy inspiration for someone who can recount last session.
But I already have one.
Well then, don't apply. This is easy. When you're at the bread line and you've already got a loaf, don't stand in the bread line.
But what if I want two?
And I think you'll find it's
then you're just being
aspirational
a
and you'll be
little
having a fun time in the salt mines.
It's like binary. 1 + 1 = 0. So don't try for 2.
Well, I could give it a shot.
I think Pio was going to give it a shot there.
Oh, okay. Well, Pio, go ahead.
And notice how quickly he gets out of the way. That's pretty good.
What? No, I wasn't gonna try to take a shot at giving a recap.
Never mind.
Oh.
Never mind, Cornelius.
I mean,
Step up.
can, but I mean,
Oh,
I
no.
can, but
No, that's okay. That's okay. Up on the firing line, noble boy. You lose max HP for each mistake, by the way. That's a new rule I'm putting in.
Well, good thing that hasn't been something that we have been keeping track of anyway. So,
Better been keeping track of your max HP.
I thought you said XP, not HP.
No.
Oh, no, something that matters.
Yeah. Well, I'm a wizard. It's never mattered. Do I get hit? Yes.
Oh, it does. As we get against more nefarious things, it becomes less the issue of can you soak the damage to, is this going to be more than twice my health? Which as a wizard becomes a growing concern.
Anyway, last time there was a morning of consequences for some people. Maybe not so much consequences, but there was certainly a attempt to recollect events. Some were more successful than others. Rain definitely knew what happened last night.
Oh, good a name. I was about to ask for a detail of some sort.
That's right, folks.
Well, she was shown around by her new fling in town. She was also shown around his mansion. Whatever else happened during that night, that is only for Rain to know. Cornelius, bit more sketchier on the detail.
Due to the sketchier partner and the sketchier man involved.
Only knowing that he woke up with a tiefling, both fully clothed, and with now notes in his book criticizing his magic missile.
Not to mention a ring of words he does not know around his neck. Well, more around the collar.
Shoulder.
Yeah, it's more around the sort of clavicle area.
But I think the most important thing that happened was when Cornelius and Melgern went to hire mercenaries.
Yeah.
Because Melgern had a bit of an eye-opening event. When someone reminded him of what it meant to be a paladin.
Let's hear it in the man's own words. What happened there, Brader?
Sadness. Are you also a piece of shit? I mean, how else do I put it? Yeah, Melgern finally realized, yeah, maybe I'm a piece of shit. Maybe I can do better. I don't know what I'm doing. Where are the boo?
And so the majority of the end of the session was pointing out that you've done good, dwarf. Stop being a shit about it. Stop being a worthless, spineless coward known up to the fact that you kill things for sport.
Even the elf tried to help him.
Which made it worse.
He has a point.
It made him angry. And she was trying to get him angry, so I mean, it didn't necessarily make it worse.
Probably also didn't help that he was being told this by the big, massive, shining exemplar of everything he is not.
Yeah, that really hit hard. Like, anyone else probably would have been okay, but no.
But you're looking at a dude who is so polished, his skin itself glimmers, as does his armor. He is an oath of glory, and glorious he is. And he's even got the big titty tiefling on his arm.
And I just shudder to think, like, is it like one of those statues where you can tell where she's touched repeatedly because it's a different color, or like, how does that work?
Yeah, but he's fully clothed, so you don't know for sure.
Yes.
No, he hasn't had as much unwarranted touching as the Northrend campaign with Maliko's hands being sullied by that pink tiefling.
Oh, that's where. Yeah, no, that's what
You're
that joke's
forgetting.
from. Yeah,
He's held hands with everybody.
Yes, but it was Addy that started it all, constantly.
Yes.
Just reaching out whenever, ravenously. The hunger never ceasing. Anyway. And so there was also appointments being given out, missives. Also, Cornelius, you've got your inspiration.
Thank you.
So, while one of them does have a limit, +2. That's the one for character. The other, anyone can go along, and you were deciding on that. There's also, of course, the question of more mercenaries? Any other business? People you want to question and hang out with. Additional jobs to take on while you're out there. Fashion. In general, there's a lot to take hold of. And we begin the scene. Lovely home. Still pretty barren. You guys don't seem to bring back trophies of anything. And anything that you do bring back, you secrete into your rooms instead. Cornelius is getting to work on having a real wizard study with all kinds of nefarious shit.
Yeah,
Reigns is a bit more of a necromancer's den that's been mauled on the skirting boards.
I mean, she does also have the nefarious shit because if you open the book, if you don't open the book properly that's in her study, the whole fucking building is going to explode.
Sure, the building.
Yeah, the whole
If we're
fucking
lucky.
city. Yeah.
Well, I didn't say that the explosion wouldn't be spreading out. I'm just saying the building is going to explode.
Who said anything about an explosion?
Uh-oh.
Explosions?
That's so last century. What about an implosion? How about if it just never existed? So yeah, we rejoined the scene where Malgar is probably sweating bullets and filling up his stolen shoes from his cousin who was a corpse.
You can't prove that.
As he clings to his sword that he pulled out of a dead...
Or...
And he clings to a sword that he only has because Droop noticed something shiny in the bottom of a pit where a corpse laid.
Was it Droop that found it? I can't-
Yes.
Yeah, because you
Was
guys
that-
didn't bother searching anything.
That was the catalyst. Okay,
Yep.
I couldn't remember.
And you're also wearing the plate armor that you pulled off a dead knight who was infested with vines.
Well, yeah, we're murder hobos. That's kind of how this
Wait,
works.
no. Is that okay? Never mind. No, I'm not wearing the scale mail. You were absolutely correct.
Oh, do you want to be wearing the slip mail instead? Because you pulled that off a headless elf corpse.
Yeah, I mean elf corpse. So, I mean, problem.
I'm just saying, it's fun when you analyze how much gear the party has and you just think how they got it. Shady fuckers.
Yes.
One of the few things you have that are nice is Sodden Lash, and that was cursed. Because you talked down a betrayed spirit. What were you going to say, Webgun?
Yeah, it was cursed. We fixed that. We did good things. Occasionally, we do good things.
Only because it asked you to slaughter.
Yep.
I'm just pointing out how adventurers acquire gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nobody seems to sell the good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we also have what's it called? Mechanical crab syndrome. Big giant robot crab syndrome, or what it's
Yeah,
called.
hoarder syndrome as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Because
couple of
what
you
do
suffer
you
from
do?
that. But the
Well,
worst
because
thing the
the-
party has is a
Arena's
complete.
direction.
The worst thing the party has, though, is the completely unwarranted
Huh?
mistrust and paranoia directed at every NPC offering them a bargain.
I don't feel like ours is as mistrustful as a certain other party.
Who are you trying to accuse here? Because if you're accusing the Northern Party, 3 of them
No, not
are
the-
of that party.
No, not the Northrend. I'm suggesting to the Saltmarsh party. Well, they meet the captains. I don't think I've ever seen as many insight checks on one character within a span of 10 minutes.
I don't know why. He's perfectly reasonable, takes a swig.
Oh,
He power slid his ship against a goblin ship. I mean, what can't you respect about a guy who's drinking so heavily on the job and doing so well? Or how he didn't give his actual name to the enemy. Or to friends. So anyway, back to Raxis. What you guys up to? I believe the first thing was Castalia going to the dance appointment, but that leaves some of the others hanging in the wind. Because I don't think Cornelius was going along, at least, or Malgern.
Because Malgern is still very drunk.
I don't want to talk
But
about
he's
it.
probably more the settling
he's
down.
I don't want to talk about it.
And then, wasn't Rain and Zarzul voluntold onto this thing with Castalia, if I recall correctly?
Probably.
Yeah, you guys were going to go to the show.
Yeah, we were voluntold.
I don't think you were voluntold. I think you were just asked if you want to come.
Yeah. Zarzul said
Yeah.
yes, and for some reason Rain decided it was a burden. Also, there is so many legs in the air right now as Lorna lands on top of Malgern. Not like, properly landing, just glomping sort of thing, but just in the area.
Rain takes a look at Lorna and then says, after all, I think I'm going to stay. Looking at Lorna.
Which one?
Yeah.
Let me see if I get it right. That would be insight.
Perception in this case. Yeah. But the one that's by Malgern. Although there are clues, like the fact that she is just resting her head atop of his head.
Good cat.
Not a cat.
And I just kind of do a little wave and I go, but besides, then I do need to speak to Cornelius about something.
Oh?
Yes, we can discuss it after everybody's gone away and stuff.
Oh.
I just give Malgern a look, like, do I need to smack you?
I'm sad again.
Depends where you do it, he might like it.
Elf.
Yeah, an elf would be touching me. I think I have to do that.
But that just makes it even more taboo.
Exactly. It's the filthiest thing a dwarf can do.
Secret.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sharpen a knife ears.
Fucked up.
When a dwarf has to do BDSM, it's not gonna be by some other other dwarf dressed like that. No. It's gonna be the fanciest elf.
A team
The
of
lightest-
pansies.
Just with the lightest, the whips, like barely even to scratch the humiliation.
Someone's thought about this. The safe word is Elrond.
Oh god.
So, Rain is deciding not to attend the dancing show. You guys have to now do something and say something.
Well, at the moment, it sounds like Cornelius has other plans, so just waiting to we either sequest elsewhere or
Pio?
Hmm? I've already made my plans clear.
Yeah.
I know, but are you doing it now, is what I'm saying. Does Castalia
Yes.
now head out with Zarzul?
Yes.
Okay, then. You have to say these things. I'm not a mind reader. I'm very close, though.
I thought I thought, oh, Castalia's going off to her dance lessons. I'm like, okay, I'm off to my dance lessons.
I'm going to take Wolfgang with me because, well, Wolfgang's been stuck at home for a while.
Well, that's good. He'll appreciate the time outside.
Yep.
And get to meet new people instead of just babysitting pets.
Yeah. Also, he likes to dance as well.
You're not long
That
out of
will
a
be
door.
interesting to see.
You're not long out of a door before there's an extra member of the party, as Orbinson is following along as well. Yeah, it's just, big cat there, so gonna walk a bit, get some air,
Oh, understandable.
not be in close quarters with it.
Poor Orpinson.
Plus, you said the dance hall, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what day is it? No, it should be fine. And he just tags along. So while you guys are making the trip there, let's find out why Rain wanted to keep Cornelius to herself.
Dun 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 dun.
Once everybody's gone off, and I assume is Malgern still sitting in the main area, or is he actually going off to his house?
I've gone off to my room. I am.
Okay.
With everybody leaving, I'm like, well, nobody's here to see me pout. I'm gonna leave too.
You could have come along to the dance hall.
Nope, not in the mood.
No, Malgern,
Not in the mood.
Malgern, go to your room with your cat while the adults discuss. That's basically what you just said.
Yeah.
Now that Rain doesn't have to babysit Lorna, because Lorna is a very big, not a cat, she looks over at Cornelius and goes, "Hey, Cornelius, do you still have that bottle of your family's wine that we had?"
I
For curious.
believe it was you that had the bottle.
No, I remember I did give it over. I'd given it over because I decided I was going to stop being such a prick.
When's that going to kick in, by the way?
Wait, when did you decide this? Did I miss
She's not being
something?
as much of a prick to Cornelius. As much.
Oh, to Cornelius. Okay.
There you go. Not as much of a prick. There's a difference.
There's a lot of modifiers going on right now.
But I
Yeah,
do
look, there's
recall
a
her
plus
giving
7, a plus 4.
Fuck you.
Well,
There's some-
I assume that'll probably still have the bottle.
Yeah, no reason you wouldn't.
I was just wondering because apparently one of the things that Horizon's here for is his brother bought some sort of a vineyard down your way. And part of the reason he's here on business.
Oh,
He doesn't recall the name. So I wanted to verify if it would be yours or not, and then it solves the entire issue of our getting that weapon for your friends there. Then we would know who has it.
Well, that is certainly interesting.
I'm not saying he's the one that actually has it. I'm just saying that we want to clarify that he doesn't have it.
That is certainly worth. It's certainly worth taking investigating this lead. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. There we go. That was it. That's all she wanted to talk about.
Well, I mean, after 80 sessions, it's nice to have a party finally talk to each other for an extended period of time compared to the previous encounters.
Just take what you can get, man.
Shoot back. Well, that was all that I had to discuss. Is there anything on your end?
There might have been. He doesn't remember that much.
Not in particular. I mean,
Poor
Well, I guess it's a bit of a dark thought to have, but I think we might have to go and purchase some spare set of clothes.
Try for
Mo-
diamonds.
I mean,
Spare
yes,
We
set of
may
clothes?
need diamonds.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
know
but
about that.
if we find somewhere for diamonds, sure. But I think for when we're going, since we are going to have to rescue prisoners, I think we might have to get some additional sets of fresh clothes with us.
Very well. We do need to acquire.
I'm just thinking now of a poor jeweler who's had to eventually make all his jewelry have it so his stones can be just wrenched clear because he's sick of seeing adventurers buy his incredibly fancy engraved rings and then he just smash the ring and pull the gem out.
The number one thing we need to acquire is more diamonds. Just flat out, we're going to need them.
Hmm.
If we're going into a war zone, I don't particularly enjoy our options if we don't at least have something in our back pocket.
Yes. That'll probably that'll probably be a priority then.
Yes,
So I need left to find in the city.
that's going to be where it gets difficult, but hopefully there will be some place we can acquire them.
Well, we should probably inquire about it now because we're probably going to leave by tomorrow.
Agreed. I suppose I can get Pufflesworth and we can leave now.
I mean, it might not be that hard. All you have to do, Cornelius, is have a little faith on where to find diamonds.
Oh no.
Yeah, that is someplace we can find diamonds, but oh
That's-
dear.
All it takes is a little faith plus VAT.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's hop over to the dance party.
Woo.
It is, as it has been since you arrived here, a fucking cold day. It's not damp, but there is occasionally just a sheet of mizzle that comes down now and again. Which, for those who don't know, mizzle is the finest rain, the kind that really cuts through you. It's the kind of thing whenever you walk in, you just see lots of little dots on your clothing. And then you press a hand down to get rid of it, and your hand is just soaking.
Hmm.
I know he's the only other person who would fully know it. And it is just that little bit, it's a little moment of just, you're suppressing a shiver. You're still able to suppress it. But still, busy place. Market is still going on pretty strong. It's getting a bit late for that sort of thing. Normally they just do the morning, but they're going into noon sort of time. Some of the stalls are a bit lighter.
Yeah, it's time when people are slowly knocking off a little for lunch to get the rest of the people who, when their jobs stop, they might step in for something.
Yeah, and people are looking at their stall and thinking, it's not really enough profitable hours left for me to really make restocking worthwhile here. I'll just leave them bare for a bit.
Yeah.
When
And also,
Hmm?
also the weather's kind of bad.
This is kind of standard. You are deep into autumn now.
True.
This is
High
standard
rate.
for most places in the world that get autumn. And don't
What's
rely on a
autumn?
breeze box.
Ow, that hurt. That hurt.
Yeah, that's can't help but feel a little attacked right now.
That's
Hey,
for every
from
day.
where
of-
I am, I can see snow on
know.
the
I'm
mountain
jealous.
Wait, you-
far away.
It's going to be great.
I'm jealous. Mucho jealous.
Chorus, I have bad news.
Yes?
We're never gonna have a proper winter again.
Probably not, no. We might get a day of snow. Or an afternoon at least. But it's just going to be rain.
Yeah.
However,
I mean,
in
she
this
is
fantasy
pretty
land, we can imagine that the seasons still function correctly. No matter what wizards
Until
do.
until the wizard invents the automobile.
It's fun to pretend, right, guys?
Well, I mean, like you already know, there is a kingdom to the north that is a tropical paradise and is surrounded on all sides by Arctic tundra.
We can always go there for a weekend.
You
Yeah,
actually
we even
could.
have a guy.
There are still ships that go back and forth there. Raxis and Catalai are quite connected, as you found out, because they are connected by an inland route. And then Catalai itself is open to the great seas.
I mean, we already had the onsen episode. Might as well at some point get the beach episode.
Well, this would be the skiing episode. Where everyone bundles up and somehow we end up around a fire in a log cabin with hot cocoa.
And a TV for some reason.
That would be the wizard box.
Hey guys, thanks for watching on...
Put it on his flow box, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great advance over those wishing wells with a reception that's so poor. Hey guys, thanks for checking me out on Witch.
Yeah.
Throw a coin in the well. But anyway, yes. So, stepping across town, there's nothing really catching the eye about the foot traffic all that much. There's a swelling now and again of the guard. Some people getting hacked a little bit, but in general it's just hustle and bustle. Although, as you get through to the gates of a more entertainment district, you are seeing a lot more armed people, a lot more protected. A few more banners, a few more symbols and heraldry. Looks like another influx of mercenaries recently.
Ah,
Or at least, this is where they know they can get their rocks off, so that's where their population remains. Which is far more likely if you had Malgurn there to give his veteran eye on it. Let's see. Let's hop over to the city view just for the hell of it. So yeah, let's see now. Just to keep everything straight. There we go. And as you're stepping along, going down familiar streets now. I mean, it has been actually a few days since you guys have ventured this way. Except for Castelli, actually, she had a date. Yes. And then there is, still with its posters declaring its headline show for all the family entertainment of the Heroes of Van Dalen. There's still quite a few hats on the rack for sale. A few little mock-ups of Rallin, Megrin's mighty sword. But no massive crowd or anything like that there. It's just the pre-show. As you step in, familiar faces immediately. Because Megrin takes up a lot of space. And there's not a lot of space behind the bar where he is. He's kind of huddled. Even when you so he must be sitting on something. Because you recognize that while big, not the tallest of Goliaths for very good reasons. But you do see a big, massive grey hand open and waving, knocking over about 3 tankards, which he then gets to work on. There is the impresario in his incredibly multi-hued suit, lounging in a dark corner on a bench. A pipe that he puffs upon, but as the smoke comes out, it coils around and goes back into the underside of it. Which means there's no horrible miasma clinging around him. Up on stage, you see a few of the girls from the show that you remember, including Frida. And then, of course, is the dancer herself. I might as well bring the name up again. Where did I put that? Was it in character bits? I think it was in character bits. Yes, it was. Parasna of the Burnt Sands. She's not as done up as you saw her during the battle, or as done down as she was in the baths. This is more of a relaxing amount. But she's leading the girls through a few steps, and they are not at all able to keep up. You can see one of them is a step behind, one of them is one set behind. Frida's doing okay, but she's not planting the feet correctly and getting a bit unsteady. But she is just barking out orders. And then the one who finally speaks has a sardonic smile on his face. He has a complete absence of energy in his posture and motions. Hello again. I see you didn't bring the reason I'm a star. I thank you for that.
Salty little git.
Drinks are still on tap. We've got Megran here. He really took a shine to making an arse of himself in your home for a while. And he's trying now to get onto the guild. So, hello. How can I help you?
We're here for the lessons.
Well, it's stunning magnet of acting that I am. I have not yet decided to take an apprentice on. I could be convinced, however, that big lad behind you is enticing. The rest of you, though, I don't see much potential. Especially you, as he looks at Zarzul.
You'd be very surprised with Zarzul.
I don't think he would.
I've
Oh,
never
I-
seen a better actor.
I didn't mean that as an insult, no. I'm saying he lives his life too true and without anything below the surface or behind the thinking to portray a role on stage.
Hmm.
Called you simple
In
and
this case,
dumb.
betray.
I'm picking up on these undertones, and I'm not entirely happy about it.
Considering what you saw in the show and how he has become a laughingstock, you can imagine he's probably not feeling good. He was thinking he'd get to play a wizard, instead he gets to play a wizard goblin.
We're here for the dance lessons.
Oh. Of course. Always outshined. Well, go on up then.
Thank you. And we go on up.
It's a bit odd to see the place so empty. The acoustics, though, very nice. Like, her orders carry well without getting attenuated by echo or reverberation.
Nice.
So these dance lessons, how medieval 80s are they looking?
No, it's just very simple things of your basic trousers, your basic tunics. Because you don't want anything to get in the way.
Yeah.
That's for advanced lessons.
Yeah. That's for when you're going beyond the step and turning into performance. For now, this is just learn these steps.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the hobbledehoy comes along. It's a gnome creature from the Feywild. It carries a sledgehammer and a post. All dancers know of a hobbledehoy.
I feel like you're making this up.
Yes, that's what D&D is about.
He's hallucinating again, guys.
I can add whatever the fuck I want and call it homebrew. You may fight a hobbledehoy. And we'll see who's the fastest in the party then. Malgur may crinkle legs.
Faster than Ed, I just have to run faster than Rain. Can I shove Rain prone before running?
The only way you're going to dash is if you follow Megran's example.
Alright, so I hop on the back of Rain. Giddy up.
Giddy up.
You wouldn't live.
Rain wouldn't live. Like, she's got a strength modifier of 1. He's about...
Oh, come on, I'm not that heavy. Come on.
Well, it's not just you, don't forget. It's also the body hair, the muscle mass, the plate armor, all the equipment, and the weapons.
Okay.
Like, the plate armor is what does it, really.
But
You
the
need-
thing is, he would have to catch me.
He's faster than you.
Yeah, like,
Faster,
were you
but
not
but
picking
you'd
up when
have
we were
to-
just laying down there?
He would have to lay hands on me, though.
What's your acrobatics?
Oh, right, I can't do that anymore. But wait, there's more.
No, you can use your teeth.
2. There we go. Fuck.
What are we?
Well, you want to roll athletics, right? In this hypothetical situation of chasing her down.
Athletics.
No, no, no.
I don't know why.
Well, it doesn't. You can use acrobatics or athletics. I assumed your acrobatics would be better.
Yeah, get down. Down, I say.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the most hateful creature alive was born. It was dwarf and elf in one, and it hated each side as equally as it could. It lived only a month before consuming itself in a ball of hatred.
Oh, that's fucked up. Fucked up.
And that was the stage performance called The Grudge. But yes, Parasna sees you approach, and she's still calling out orders. She's still making sure that even though she can't see them, the dancers are in fear of what she's doing, as she points at each one of them with corrections which are quite correct. Wonderful, wonderful. You did show up. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Still looking more like a smith worker. I assume you brought change of clothes.
Yes.
Good. Go get them on.
All right then.
And the rest of you are just here to get your jollies? You saw me all in the bath. I don't know what more you're looking to see. I didn't. As Orbison just shrugs. Well, then you missed your chance. How about you? The obvious pinnacle of the tiefling's ambition. I wasn't looking. Kinda had more important things, really. And she just fucking scowls at him. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a seat here. I don't have the speed for that, really. As he sits down, there is a creak in theater seats that are meant to hold a lot of people along this row. Yeah, I think I made the right call. And you, Scron one.
Yes.
Are you coming up,
my
or are you
friends.
going to sit and watch?
I'm here to learn.
Good. Up.
If I can,
Yes.
I move on up.
Male dressing room is to stage left. Lighten that load, and then come back out. You'll be standing behind Siegfriede here.
Okay. I'll get down to reasonable clothing for dancing.
Fundoshi. Just twisted rope and a loincloth.
Oh no.
No, just trousers and a shirt. That does it.
Yep.
She doesn't want you jangling
And the hat.
around in your armor.
I can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wolfgang just paws up onto the stage. Glances around and finds a position for him. Good boy.
Yep.
Yeah. She just shrugs and continues. So, Costello, you brought along the dancer's outfit, I assume?
Yes, indeed.
And when you step out, there is one of those incredibly rapid claps that can only be done in films, really. Just for... As all the dancers cease, and she just turns to watch you swish on in. You're more blatant than Sashish was. The walk certainly needs more grace to be more fluid. You see there's a bit of a theme going on with that outfit, but... The hair also needs work. Polish the horns. Why are there so many chips and scratches on the tips there? Little cough from Kagratz in the bottom front row. Yes, no. You're still walking with more of a self-assured instead of a confident step. Step. Take a few steps back. There we go. And she walks over, lays hands, and starts to fix, the posture of the shoulders. She even sort of just takes... At the moment, she grabs your tail, and then she just thinks, then let go immediately, doesn't try to fix it. I've never had one with a tail before. I've not had any tabaxi or tiefling students. But yes, a little lighter on the toes, far less on the heels. Try not to shift your weight immediately. You take time with it. And of course you lead like a wave. You don't just step forward. You move forward. She's doing the gestures and all of it you can picture.
Mm.
You move forward, always always like the ocean. Although she herself was more of an oasis. It's a strange little thing about that. The place she came from, no water. None at all. On the very tip of outskirts, small pools. Anything else within had to be magically confined. Terrible place, Doma. Terrible place. Gerard, though, beautiful place, lush. She made very happy home there. So now let me take a look at you. Yes, okay. Now, ladies, and or are you a lady? She looks at Zarzul.
No.
Okay then.
At one time.
She glances at Wolfgang with a little pitch forward. Okay, ladies and the gentlemen. Oh, and the additional gentleman, as Orbison just sort of sheepishly steps up as well. Because he saw Zarzul go up and thought, fuck it.
Yep.
takes in his position beside you. Now, I was giving these strumpets and harlots of entertainment some basic steps, but we are going to work on a certain theme today. This is one from the Horned One. This is from her benefactor. It is it's a very coastally themed one. It's done for certain holidays in Jirat. It is also done in Catalai a few times. We've done it only once together, but I studied, I mastered it, because that is what I do. So now we begin, and I'm going to need performance rolls. As she leads you through just gliding steps. Like, everything is a very sweeping motion. Nothing sudden, no big direct, no big spins or anything out there. It's all arm that way, the leg up and then down with poise and precision.
Alright. Hey.
Orbison, not doing too great. What about Wolfgang? What's his charisma?
That is a good question. What is Wolfgang's charisma?
The fact he's managing to keep some of the steps in line, obviously he can't do all the gestures and such, but he's managing to sort of improvise in his own way. It's not quite fitting, but he's also not a humanoid, so, you know, hard to judge. It's like if McGrun was up there, there's a distinct physical disadvantage at this point for him. And Orbison's just sort of going for emotions as much. For you, Castelia, however, this is definitely a little bit different. Because she's instructing and you're hearing it, but it's getting lost. But you're still doing it. And you know it's of your own volition. You're not feeling a compulsion. It's a little different from the Vistani one where it just felt effortless because, well, the suit helps. But in this instance, it is feeling like you know where the next step will be because you yourself have worked it out. Like there is a pattern to this that you're starting to decipher and put down. It's not coming to you as easily as, you know, banging a hammer or knowing the right color for the metal to be heated before it can be welded. But it's altogether coming along pretty nicely, and there is even a moment when the fire dancer turns around to watch all of her students as she gives the tiniest of nods to Zarzul. Not satisfactory, but you're getting there.
Did he roll?
Yeah? You got a 13?
Oh, he must have sent it
He's
to the DM.
trying his best.
No, I see it. Just above your roll.
Oh, there
Just
it
above
is.
yours.
My brain is scrambled.
It's okay.
Yep, I see it now.
I can't give any tips to you as she looks at Wolfgang. You there, you. More actual emotion. Don't just... And raise your shoulders. Expression, please. Let's try to turn. Arm out. She is giving the full rundown on Orbison. To the point where she has waved off a few of the other girls. She still points at you, Castalia, and says, you keep going. And then she walks over to Orbison, just a feet apart from him. And she is just clapping the beat to him. She is telling him about every step constantly. And you can see he's starting to sweat.
Poor guy.
And he's going to give it another go.
You can do this, Orb.
There is a and then he falls as he grabs his shin. All right, that was a mistake, and he starts to with one heel drag himself towards the front of the stage on his arse. Yep, okay, that was a mistake. Yeah, I can do ballroom. I can't do that. Not after with congrats coming over to heal that.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm going to give Wolfgang a hand to see if he can do better. So, we'll give him a little bit of guidance. Because, well... And...
I find it interesting you don't just get on top of him. It's
I
an
don't think guidance is required.
It's an interestingly interpreted performance. Because Wolfgang himself probably has not seen the ocean or the waves. And he's also not really understanding the whole import of what she's saying to him and the conveyance of it because he's a wolf. But he seems to be going in time in a complimentary fashion. Like, you see how... You see his motions, and you look at Frida and you think, they could go on the same stage together in a way that wouldn't hurt each other, you know? Like, he seems to be moving in a way that complements.
That complimentary is good.
And, you're doing alright, you just need to do more and better. Far better. I mean, this is the very basics, and you are just scraping by as she looks at Zarzul. But you do get a pat in the head for it. Do better, you can. Far better.
Definitely. Okay.
Then,
Okay. Zazzle's winding up to give us another go. Guidance on himself, just as such as he can.
She sees you starting to reach for it, and she stops your hand. Oh, no. You do this honestly, or you get off my stage.
Okay, honestly, here we go.
Consistency. I'm not
Consistent.
usually wrong. Maybe this is... get off to the side with you, off to the side. All of you, I just want to watch this for a moment as she just watches Castalia, who is doing beautifully. There are more sequences to it that are just working than what she was being taught by the fire dancer. And when you halt, give me a con check, Castalia.
All right.
Well, a con save.
All right.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a pant, a little bit of a breathiness, but you're very quickly able to get it all back. Find a center again. Relax. Yeah, that went quite well. And
Thank you.
there is a look on her face of begrudging acceptance. Alright, so you can step 1, 2, 4. Yes, that's very simple. As I said, I started the beginners. There is still so much work to be done. But for now, we'll keep working on this one. We'll advance to the title steps as well. That is more vigorous, faster pace. The music will have to be louder and faster. She calls out to one of the bards who has just been plinking away this whole time. More vigor, more energy, yes. And then we jump over to the house now. Malgurn, you're in your room, kind of grounded. Still a bit angry.
I'm not grounded. I want to be here.
Still realizing you're probably a fraud.
Yeah.
How about the two wizards? What are you guys up to as well?
We'd probably be going shopping if I had to wager a guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy enough. Like, it's... For clothes, you're probably looking like a handful of coppers, so probably one silver piece would get you a couple of sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we have to go diamonds.
Give me an investigation.
Oh boy. Since Cornelius is there, would that be with advantage?
If he's helping, he could be hindering.
I assume he'd be helping.
Why not
Yeah.
both?
That's a big assumption to make, really. The two of you are
Wrong
out together.
What are you
That was-
inciting?
Yeah, that was the wrong button. I meant to
Because
hit
she knows you, man.
the-
She knows you.
I meant to hit the other button. I had a dumb.
There's a lot of asking around the Craftsman's District, because you figure that's the best place to go, really. And you're sort of torn here. You got a choice. You can follow up on a pawn store. There might be some jewelry hidden behind some dusty corner that hasn't been picked up yet. There's a few words, but there might be some old jewelry from faded nobles and such that might still have some good gems in them. Or you could try one of the jeweler's craft shops themselves, although it's an easy assumption to make, and some people have reinforced it with rumors that they're very protective over stockpiles, especially of such precious gems, which are also being claimed by the church.
Yeah. I look at Cornelius. Should we try the pawns?
Might as well stop there.
All right, so we'd probably start there.
It is, as we go, you're around about here. It is eye-catching in obscene ways. Like, you hadn't been down this part of the Craftsman District before, and what you witness is shady as hell, in a literal sense. There are just taller buildings all around this smaller one. But then you also see the signage. Dried fish. Dried fish that are very shiny, reflexive, and then you realize, oh, they're like plastic, or, well, not plastic, but sort of wax and polished wood replicas all there. But it's spelling out Carfin's Exchange. And it's just an assortment of shitty, well-weather-worn fish replicas. There is no shuttered window or anything like that there. There is just a door.
What do you think?
I'm starting to have second thoughts here.
I know it's not going to be one of those places where we want to go for fun, but it's also one of the places where, do you really think if nobles are looking for diamonds, they would come here? This is one of those areas where we're more likely to find something. Someone who didn't want to be seen pawning something would come.
I suppose.
As you step up to the door, you realize it's a solid wooden door, probably, but you're realizing there's multiple grains of wood and types involved in it, like it's been pieced together, but you don't see a seam. You can just clearly see, like, the top part, mahogany, this one, probably oak, this one, birch. Yeah, why?
I'm going to guess that probably been a couple of robbery attempts. So they
There's
just...
It doesn't look like a patch job, it just looks like it's been pieced together this way.
I've seen weirder.
I just gotta go to the bathroom real quick. You can just continue on.
Okay.
We'll just say he's fascinated. Or he's gathering his courage before he steps in. Would you really let a lady step inside without escort? Yes. And yeah, Rain, as you push in, suddenly it is bright, eclectic. It is just covered in things. You are looking at maybe about a 7 or 8 inch clearance for any walking path, because there's just shelves and tables of shit. Just so many things and knickknacks that are just in that sort of conglomerate. Like, you ever see those like Christmas novelty stores that pop up for a while?
Yeah.
Think of like 6 of them all laid on top of each other.
Ugh.
It's just piles of things. You could root around in here. As you look up to the ceiling, you can see a lot of bright lights, but there are things moving inside the glass bowls. You also see several large stuffed alligators. Some not as complete as others. And as you look to your right in the far corner, there is a stuffed sahuagin in full, like, standing like one of those bears, like one of those stuffed bears, but it's a skinny fishman thing. At the back counter is a dwarf who has a beard that is hanging over his shoulder, like it's been swept across like a scarf. Right-o, what you been eating? You got anything good I can get my hands on? Come on, come on, come up, come up. Move it, move it. Don't go wasting time and heating the door.
She kind of wanders in looking like she doesn't quite know how to process that being hurried.
You let go of the door and it just fucking slams in place. But yeah, moving through, there are just piles of scabbarded knives. There are strange little toys and knickknacks. There are dioramas and small pieces. There's this little globe of glass, but when you shake it, there are sparks that just sort of bounce around the surface. Onwards and upwards, come on, come on, come on, let's have a look at you. So, what you need? What you giving? I'm in for business here. He's got these gigantic meaty hands. As he's just sort of doing the gesticulations of, come on, come on.
Yes, we're looking for some jewelry, preferably diamond jewelry.
Oh, I see, right. I got a few that's not been claimed. Pricey though, and there is a markup. They've been sitting for a long time, and of course, it is in demand. So if you're looking for a bargain here, I can only give it if you're giving to me. So now let's see here. I can see. I have a drawing on you. Religious woman, right, so that's what you need them for. Not just for looking pretty. Which is a shame, because I've got a lot of stuff that would do that for a cheaper price. Anyway. Yeah, here we go. He just brings up this tray of just a mound of rings and earrings and bracelets and necklaces. It is just this conglomeration. You're hating to think, how do all the chains interact together? It must be a tangled mass. And he's got these huge, like, if you put 3 of your fingers together, that's 1 digit for each of his hands. He's just got these huge fat mittens. Remind you of when Malgern was punching the creature from beyond. Alright, and as he just sifts through, it is weird to see, like, so chunky looking hands, but he's just pulling rings, a few earrings, a couple of bracelets, a necklace or 2. The diamonds on them are tiny, as you'd expect. Let's see here now. We got to discount the gold, of course, the silver, the platinum, and copper, brass, all the things they're made out of. I'd say you'd be needing a pile like this to be equal to about your basic, your basic revivify cost of about 300. However, for you, I'm having to sell it for about 750. That's to get rid of the late fees, along with a premium on diamonds right now and a bit of a tax, of course.
Ugh.
And that honestly sounds about right, correct?
Well, it's twice the price plus a bit, but it is a war.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a war.
Yeah, and also
not...
it's not like this guy is a charitable establishment. There's probably reasons people never picked up the things that were left here, and he might have had them sitting for a while.
Yeah.
What was that from Jojo? It's a business. It's not UNICEF, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. How much do we actually have in our copper? I didn't have the copper brought up. I don't know why.
I can do you a few other bits and pieces as well, of course.
Oh, like which kinds?
Well, a bit of better fashion. I mean, you're walking around like this here as a priest and all. You don't look all that holy, I've got to say. You could do yourself with a better shiny symbol around your neck. I've got a whole cluster of those, and he just he brings a fistful of symbols of Kalemvor and just pours them out of his hand like salt.
Is this the same guy that I got the Morden thing from?
Nope, different guy.
Different guy? Okay.
She just has a minor look.
You'd be amazed how quickly they get those traded in.
Oh.
Again, another look.
I was going to say that.
He seems completely impervious to it, like he's just going about his business.
I mean, he's a dwarf, so...
Could do you ammunition, a weapon or 2 that might be crafty or weird.
I think the crafty or weird weapon thing I've got on lock.
Got a set of elven lingerie. They've not been shifted for about 100 years, I think.
She has one of those sputtering coughs, and god damn it, why is Scotch not here for that?
I just came back.
So I reckon if there's any disease in them or something, it's probably died by now of natural causes.
Oh god.
I can give you a spray on them for.
She has this look where she actually turns red in the face and looks at Cornelius for a second. Like, did that just?
I've got me a cluster of wagon wheels. A couple of them there's pairs of. You know, these would look lovely if you've got a tavern or an establishment of fine import. You know, these look good in the wall. I've seen that becoming a trend these days. And then let's take a look here now. An assortment of reading material that's been thumb-free quite correctly. I'm hard-pressed to tell you what some of them are. They've been sitting for a bit, and he sweeps one of his massive digits across the spine of one. And while the dust comes away, so does all the gold leafing and leather decoration.
Oh.
Oh, Rain looks horribly pained now. She's forgot about the lingerie thing, and she's just like, oh no.
That one will be cheaper. You can do you a fine set in various clothes of different nationalities. We've got some duration goods. They're a bit out of date. Good though. Strong material, still holds. I've kept them off them. Could do you a range of forks. Can't do spoons though. For some reason, no one ever brings a spoon in.
Oh, that's weird. I look at Cornelius. I go, is there anything you can think of particularly?
I see by the ball in your hip, you're a bit of a man of the magic, sir. I know exactly what you could do with.
Oh.
Yeah. No, hang about. I gotta wheel this one out here.
Cornelius.
There is this horrible screeching sound, and as he's dragging himself between the tiny space between the wall and the counter to get into the back room. And when he wheels it out, it is this tiny little wheel plinth that rests on the counter, and all the rest of it is going upwards. It is a dried dryad. It is a slightly elvish-looking woman, desiccated and mummified.
I am afraid to ask how you even got a hold of this.
Oh, well, a bloke came in to me, said he's got something to sell, didn't need it anymore. I think I gave him about 20 gold for it. Now, wouldn't that just look lovely right next to your study desk?
No, most certainly not, no.
I get it. It's a little bit... I can see that the tits are still a bit distracting. They're mostly gone. Anyway, I'll wheel this one back. I can bring something else out, don't you worry. I've got something else for you here. And then you hear clomp, 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 and then you see him, with his fingers dug into it, bringing forth a pair of red cap iron shoes. Genuine article these are right here.
No, thank you.
We've dealt with those. We do not want to deal with them again.
But how many times have you fought a red cap and had anything leave behind, Usually they just disintegrate. These shoes, they're still fully intact in the genuine article. Now is a conversation piece for a man of learning.
If we bring that back, I believe our dwarven friend will probably kill us.
Or put them on.
Hey. It's not that. Come on.
All right. Last one.
I don't know how fast they make it go.
All right, now this one will give me a wee moment here. Okay, this is a delicate thing, and he brings out a huge glass jar, like it is basically the size of him as he waddles out. The liquid itself is murky, but you can see huge shapes inside it as he sets it down. There you go, a pickled pair of dragon testicles. Look at the size of those bahungas.
I think our dragonborn friend wouldn't be thrilled.
He'd probably just look at it and go, I knew I was better. Now, come on. How many times have you been in some friend or rival or mentor's apartment and he's got this lovely little novelty piece? Look at that. How many can say they've got the balls of a dragon on their desk?
Rain just pretends like she's not seeing it. She looks to check over the books to see if there's anything interesting on the bookshelf.
I'd sell you the dick as well, but that's a bit pricier and I don't want to bring it out.
Thank you.
No, it's just I'd have to go to the back of a wall there if I wanted to bring it
No,
out
no,
fully.
no. You please don't elaborate.
I'm just saying it's quite big, you know. It's a monstrous thing.
Yes, I fully understand.
It's got a bit of a funny smell as well. No matter how dry it got, it never
No,
went away.
please, sir, please.
All
Do
right.
I see
No,
anything
no,
interesting
no.
in the books?
There's quite a few little sort of folklore tales. Let's see. Give me an investigation roll for how deeply you delve, because there's quite a lot of trash piled up as well, like romance novels that have been done with, children's books that have just been read once and then they gave up because they didn't really care about their children. You know, the usual things.
Wow.
17.
There is one that attracts your eye because of your own peculiar interests, and it's just called The Death of the Land.
Huh.
The plot thickens.
Meanwhile, he is carrying the jar back, and he's saying to you, Cornelius, I got one more in me, don't worry. I got just one more.
I move to try to gently move it without possibly damaging it, because holy bananas, these books apparently aren't.
Yeah, this one is very old. Like, it feels like the spine's going to give away, the cover will probably fall off, but the pages, when you put a finger against them, they still feel like they're okay. It's just they're going to wind up loose leaf if you're not gentle here, so give me a dexterity.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, for you, Cornelius, he slides out another taxidermied example.
20.
It is horrific looking. It is a human-sized lobster, but it has a human face on it.
What?
What do you think? I can see you're impressed by the fact your jaws are open.
No, that's not a face of being impressed. I'm absolutely horrified and mortified.
But are you not curious as well?
No.
No. It takes a lot for Rain and Cornelius to say the same thing at the same time.
But look at it. I mean, is this not unusual? Now, I'm going to tell you, this was not an addition as he starts to run his hand across the face. And you see there's still some movement in it.
Okay, I'm going to specify we're not interested in any corpses. If it used to be alive, we do not wish to have it.
It's gone past being a corpse. It's definitely a display piece. A
If it
decorative
used to be
fancy and
alive-
curiosity. I'm just pointing out to you now. How many of these have you seen?
We're fine with not seeing them. We do not wish to bring in anything that used to be alive at any point or attached to something that was alive.
Right, so what do you want then instead? New shoes, a frock? Starts pushing it away.
Oh.
Maybe, look, okay. I'll admit, maybe that one's a bit ambitious. I've got one more. One more. And he brings out another jar, and inside it looks uncomfortably familiar. It's a pickled goblin. Intact.
Oh,
Oh no.
You'd be surprised how many of these are in the storeroom, so I'm going to give a fair price on them. This'll only be a 35 gold, and that doesn't even cover the cost of the glass.
No.
No, thank you.
No.
But look at it, and he gives a little jostle, and you can see it move inside.
Rain just kind of looks like she does not want to be there. She brings the book over because I assume the 20 was good, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You were able to pull it out without too much damage to it or its neighbors. There was some horrific creaks though on the shelf, but I mean it should be fine. Alright, fine. He starts sliding it back into the storeroom. Nothing else I can interest you in. I mean, it's a whole world of opportunity in here, I've got to tell you.
I look at Cornelius and I ask, is there anything specific you're wishing to acquire? Because I found a book, and then we have the diamond.
Would you like a better ball on your hip? Or would you prefer a stick?
No, my crystal ball has served me just fine.
I could do you one that does a better job. And then over here, of course, I've got your range of amulets, necklaces, and other accoutrements that can be used for spellcasting purposes.
Show me the crystal ball.
It's kind of like when you're looking at a bowling ball shelf. There are colors, patterns, stains, chips, marks. It's just an assortment. And they're all just sort of mounted up into one of those horrible pyramids where if you pick the bottom one, they're all going to fucking clatter down. There you go. Now,
Yes, that
if you're a discerning gentleman who would like a bit of assistance, I could tell you that one or two of them might be a bit special.
Special how?
Well, I'd tell you, but that's more for repeat customers. And so far, you've yet to make a purchase, let alone a repeated one.
Can I see? Can I do an arcana check to see it from a distance? Which one looks interesting?
Yeah, go ahead, give me an
Good
arcana.
I'm assisting.
There are definitely a few that catch your eye. Like, some of them just look like glass baubles, like, nicely crafted. But there's a few where you can see movement inside and elements at work. Like, there's one that seems to have just a fire roaring inside it. There's potential on a few of these. Maybe about 3 or 4 have something interesting about them. Potentially. So are you going to keep staring at the balls, or are you going to think about what you're going to be doing?
Well, I've identified at least one book which I would like to purchase.
And then, of course, there's the diamonds that you still want, eh?
Exactly.
So I didn't hear about what was the price of the diamonds.
$750 for a pile that would be worth $300.
Yep. We're in the middle of a wartime, though. She's
Hmm.
not going to push it.
She could.
I could, but it's
I mean,
one of those
I'm not
things
the
where
player, but she
I mean-
could.
You've seen what'll take his interest. All it could cost you is a pickled
Role-playing
goblin.
in my role-playing game.
Oh, God.
Just
Oh wait,
take
no,
a-
you gave
or take-
the hand to the necromancer, so never mind.
Well, I just mean, he's got a lot of shit here. He could probably do
Mhm.
with less shit.
yeah.
Not his fucking desiccated husks. Just to chuck it in the bin as soon as we leave.
Oh, you wouldn't want to keep it around?
Well, we might be able to keep it around and then fob it off to somebody else.
Here, I found this and thought of you.
As Cornelius hands it to Melgar.
The only thing in Malgur's room is a hat rack and a pair of dragon testicles in a jar. Not even a bed. Some... And then they you seem to have a bit of an odor around you. Yeah, well, I had a bit of a bath.
Yeah.
She just kind of whispers,
I hang on to the
do we
dragon
want to
testicles,
acquire
right?
something else in the hopes that we can get a better deal? I think we
I
might
mean, considering we just spent 750 gold on diamonds.
spend a book.
Hmm.
The book,
Thanks for
that'll
looking up.
be a 20 gold there.
And then we were going to purchase clothing, were we not, Cornelius?
We already did.
Oh, we
was just
did?
a-
Yeah, that was just
a
any
silver.
store.
Okay.
Just an assortment of tunics, shirts, trousers,
Yeah,
pantaloons.
basically just something that wasn't too tight-fitting because we don't know the size of these people.
Also, there's no point for anything that basic. This,
Yeah.
however, is a novelty store.
Mhm. What do you-
Actually, now that I think about it, I do still have this fucking mystery potion on me.
Would you be interested in a more dangerous little decorative piece? I do have
Dangerous
something
how?
very fancy, very special. Now, this one, I know you've been horrified by the others, but this one, I assure you, is a conversation piece. He goes into the room, comes back with like a sort of 2x2 glass box. Like cube. And inside is just a pile of ash. Now, what do you think that is?
What would that roll be?
Probably Arcana in this case. As a
Yeah.
wild guess. Because you're assuming it's not some ordinary creature, else why would you have his cremated remains?
Oh yeah. Nope, I'm dumber than a box of rocks.
Well, it's a pile of
yeah.
ash. There is no evidence, really. I'll tell you what this is. This is a newborn phoenix, but died
I had a feeling
premature.
it was a phoenix.
The box is completely airless, so it can't combust and come back. Now, is that not a little beauty? Mind you, if you crack it, you're going to set the whole fucking place on fire, so I'd be careful there.
Throw it in the fire rain. You did it. Did it once before. You do it.
No. I look at Cornelius because this one's actually interesting.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Dangerous
It
one, of
also-
course, that's interesting.
It's like, is anybody surprised here?
Well,
I would-
that's also assuming it's not a complete and utter load of crock and it's just a bunch of ash.
Yeah, I would probably to say probably want someone who can detect magic on this one.
Says the two wizards.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I can't cast detect magic.
You're a fraud, Cornelius sent.
And now they're both in the bedroom drinking. We both
My problem
suck.
is I can, but it's a ritual.
Yeah, and he might notice.
Yeah.
It's a bit
that's my
rude to go
problem.
casting detect magic in someone's store.
Yeah.
It's like that Rick and Morty episode about the pawn shop.
That's why it's like I can, but
It's also the fact that, it's just an airless glass box. What magic could be there?
how much are we talking about for this?
Oh, now this one now. There is a danger. I'm happy to get it out of my store, but then I need to know if you're trustworthy people. I'm probably talking about 200 gold if I'm perfectly honest. Because it'll only be a little phoenix. As you all know by common sense, little phoenix does not stay little phoenix.
Yeah.
I mean,
We know how quickly magic creatures grow.
Well,
We've
correction.
learned that
It-
lately.
Well, correction. It stops being little phoenix, becomes big phoenix, then becomes little phoenix again, and then big phoenix. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
No, as they are known to do.
And I looked at Cornelius and I said, the only problem I have with this is what happens if Lorna breaks the box.
Oh, Lorna's gonna.
Yeah,
break
she's
it.
gonna blame Lorna.
Yeah.
Pufflesworth is smaller. It's easier to keep things out of his grasp. Lorna can go anywhere.
Oh, famous last words.
well, just don't keep it near an edge. No, it can't suck.
Yeah. As long as it's not near an edge, it's fine.
She's a displacer beast. She's not a cat.
She's also too big now for a table edge to matter, because she
Yeah,
can
it's
just
like-
swipe the table.
You can put that in the middle of the table. You saw Lorna stole Orbitson's breakfast. Now my question is, what's the shopkeep wondering about us talking about a giant displacer beast stealing lunch?
I don't. Did you said the D word?
I said she's
He-
not a cat.
Yeah.
As he's watching you
no.
bicker, he's bringing out even more products.
Oh no.
There is that box of elven lingerie. It is just pink, blatant, right in frame. Draped casually on top of a phoenix box.
I like this man.
He brings out a taxidermied raccoon. He brings a bird cage, which is empty, but you can hear a bird flap around and screech inside it.
Oh no.
Now the question is it always screeching, or does it just like do regular bird things?
Does regular bird noises.
So it sounds like a pterodactyl. Got it.
How about the bird cage? What's up with the bird cage?
Oh, no, that'd be telling. Plus, more importantly, the client itself didn't tell me. As far as I can tell, there's a bird in there. But I've not opened the door for obvious reasons. It's never needed a change of water. I have put in some seed now and again. I've seen it vanish, but that could have just been the rats. Mind you, I don't usually see the rats very long either.
Huh.
But that could be from other things in stock. I'm not going to deny that. Oh, I got one for you. Hang on. This is a good one. You'll like this one. So, are you familiar with the savage tribes around the Northernlies?
Vaguely, yes.
Yes, well, you know they like to have all that bollocks about the spirits of things and all this here. Oh, for fuck's sake, cut my fucking finger there. How they like to join the spirits and all the wild beasties. Well, behold, as he holds it above him, it is a facsimile of an owlbear head in a glorious headdress
Oh.
with a feathered pelt in a cape
Ain't
behind
like
it. Now, I'm going to give this one a warning. If you're travelling to the Northerlies, you might cause offence. But if you hang around anywhere civilised, where people aren't just going to shank you for the hell of it, saying that, stay away from Baldur's Gate, you could wear this whenever, I'm sure it'd be fine. Might irk a druid or two, but there's no actual real owlbear in the face. There is also a big-ass cape attached to it.
Is the cape owl there?
Aye. Or owl.
Okay, so no owlbear has been harmed in the making of this cape.
I can't say that for definite, but we'll go with hopefulness and say nah.
I'm more interested in the bird cage. I don't think Pufflesworth would enjoy if I brought dead owlbear back.
Well, if it's not owlbear, then...
Right, I've got another thing. Hang on, I've got another one. You're both magically inclined, eh?
Yes.
Right. Now, how about this? This is a little more than your spell scroll. Ta-ha. He brings out a very ornate wooden box. Very large brass bands across it for strength. As he opens it up, you can see that there is just all compartmentalized and sealed. Basically a ritual kit from the looks of it. Now, you've probably not seen them. They're a bit rare, especially around places like this, because after all, Raxis has no dragons. This is a little magic ritual made by the Chromatics, you know, those evil arseholes. However, Metallics also do it, and they trust certain people. So here we have a jar of blood. We have several scales. We have a chunk of bone, tailbone I think, so they're actually fine, you know. Maybe a toe as well. All of these came from a blue metallic, which you can, well, not a blue metallic, what are they called now?
Blue chromatic.
Yeah, that's the thing. He pulls it up, and it is metallically shiny, but the scales are blue. Which is not how that works. The chromatics are more sort of a matte finish. Anyway,
Yeah.
one of those anyway. So we looked on that. We also have here, bound, and I've not peeked at them, but they've been assured, these are the steps of a ritual you go through. Now, there's still other things missing. Don't worry, there's scrolls as well that indicate what you need. But these are the important, hard-to-get pieces. These allow you to make a guard drake, which is like a horse-sized reptilian beastie that's a bit dragon in it. Nefarious, powerful. Well, not nefarious. Depends on how you're upbringing. They're mostly known as nefarious because of the chromatic dragons and all that there sort of shit. But this one's from a metallic beastie, so it's nice. Probably. I mean, they've all got an ego on them, I've heard. This would let you make it, and it is a living creature. This is no summoned little fey spirit taking on the shape. This is a flesh and blood beastie.
Does that pass the bullshit meter?
I don't know, does it?
Give me Arcanas. Or History, if you wish.
Which one of those is better?
Mine
know.
is equal Arcana and History. I got a +8 on both of them.
Yeah, they're both intelligence, but you might not have proficiency in one of them.
I have proficiency in both of them.
Yeah, I do as well. Yeah, that's the funny part.
Because you're a
Nerds.
Nerds, yeah.
Oh, damn it. Hey, Cornelius is smart, though.
Cornelius, this all sounds very plausible. Now, it is
Oh,
it is a
no.
known thing. It's a minor study as well. Like, it's not passed around in the wizardly halls, but it is known that this ritual has taken place and these creatures are created that way. You've never seen the requirements for it, of course.
Mm.
But this, like, yeah, they use blood, they use scales, they use bone, yeah. And generally it's just, you need more meat as well to help along with it. So, this is something that can be done. You've no idea whatsoever if this is the kit that will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, of course, since this is creating new life, I've got a charge just like a fist hole would have to. In case you did something to one of our girls. We're looking at a bit of a premium price, this one, you know. This one you're looking at more like 20 or so platinum.
I will redirect it again and ask, what's the price on that bird cage?
That thing? Actually, that's a good question there. I've never had the fucking price and no one's been interested. I'm gonna say it's probably only about 30 gold. Mind you, if the rats come back then, I'm probably gonna chase you down as well and give you a better deal. But at the moment, to me, it just looks like it's a noisy old fucker that I'll be glad to get rid of my storeroom. So for that, 30 gold.
I think I'll make a purchase out of my own funds, and I look at Cornelius to make sure to specify, of the bird cage and the book.
Alright, well,
That's very
That's
nice of you.
up to
I'm
you.
glad to see that happening.
So that was 50 if I recall total, yes?
Yep. He gives, as he's taking your coin and then shuffling it through, as he walks along to get you a birdcage, he makes sure to give all the other products sitting on the counter another little, just adjustment on it, just to make sure you can see it all before coming back with a birdcage.
Not very subtle, this one.
When are the wolves subtle?
And then I look at
That's
Cornelius
true. Yeah.
and I specify, I believe the diamonds would come out of joint fund.
yes,
which
of
we
course.
have.
As Cornelius begins the process of 12, 13, 8, 7, 14 at times.
What are these small numbers?
Just constant small numbers of coins that he lifts out of the pouches.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would have prepared because he knew he was going out shopping.
Yeah, but I don't know the price of the diamonds.
And carrying around about 1,000 gold in pocket is a bit much.
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't think-
actually,
I don't
May
think.
have got out a couple of hundred.
gotta correct myself there. I went a bit short there. I meant 200 platinum for the kit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna be on the table then.
I don't know. You guys have 2,000 gold, I'm sure.
Yeah, but we're not. We're not.
You could shake down the kobold, and now you got an extra profit margin. No one knows he has that chest.
Yeah.
There's still a lot we don't know he has. If you look back at
Little fucker just mentioning, oh, I only sold it for this price. Profits.
Fucking hell.
He got it in platinum as well, so it's easier to carry around.
One of these days, he's gonna get punched so hard that that it's gonna fly out of his belongings, and there's gonna be questions.
Cornelius, what's your strength mod?
To be
It's
fair,
very low.
to be
Yeah,
fair,
see,
200
you're
platinum
not
is still cheaper than buying it in fucking Neverwinter. Goddamn premium mounts.
Oh, I didn't realize that's where you were going with that. That hurts. That hurts so much. I was like, why would it be cheaper? And oh, that hurts.
So, any other business? as he continues to adjust all the items on the counter. The Drake kit, the Phoenix, the lingerie, stuffed raccoon.
I think that's just gotta be.
He brings out a pie that for some reason has movement under the surface.
Okay, no. Here, just frantically trying to pay all the.
If anything, I could see us being interested in some of those crystal balls, but
As
I
he's
don't
dragging
know.
Rain out, going, "Yeah, we're done here."
As your coins are coming up on the counter, his fingers are dancing on them, flicking them back into his massive mitt. There we go, and he's just counting along quite happily. I could do this all day. It's lovely, this. Sure, I can't interested in anything else now. What about the headdress and the cloak?
No, thank you.
I don't think my owlbear would appreciate that.
I'll give it to you for 60 gold since you've been such fine folk.
No. I look over at Cornelius. Are you interested in any specifics for those?
It's impressive. It might have cultural significance if those people fucking eventually develop a culture.
I gesture over to the crystal balls. I said, were there any specifics you were interested in?
Or what about some nighttime fun to bring a smile to both of you?
Oh God, no.
No.
Well, one of you then.
No, that's not my color.
Well, I can get them in different colours. Think of the confidence you'll exude.
I just kind of I look and I go, no, I'm able to make whatever I want, thank you.
Well, indeed, laddie, dad. He starts putting it away. He starts to move the Phoenix box, and you just hear a crack against the counter as he clumsily drops it. Don't worry about that. You heard nothing.
Frantically just start finishing the payments here before the building goes on fire.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't you worry.
Zazzles must visit the shop later.
So many wonderful things here.
What about a stuffed gator? Now they're a lovely little piece. Every wizardly type should have one. I'll knock a few coins off for any missing bits.
623. 650.
Alright then. As he just shoves it all away. You've got your mound of rings that you'll have to pull apart, but on the bright side you've got some gold jewellery that'll be horribly distorted looking afterwards.
Yeah.
Have yourselves a fine wee day then. Hurry back. I've still got lots more.
Yes, very well. And just exits the store as quick as he can. He doesn't want to stay any longer than necessary.
And back to the dance hall. It's been quite a session. Even Castalia is feeling it now, feeling the burn. Congrats has moved from the stage to the bar. Still watching intently, but he's got a little drink that he's just nursing quietly along. Orbison is still sort of limping a little bit in his leg. Yes, you've all made some progress. Well, you've made a step towards progress, but, keep at this and you will no longer embarrass me. If you don't, I will hear about it, and I will be very disappointed. And, as the Horned One can compare, I am not a woman to be trifled with, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So, there you go. All of you off, strumpets away. Clear the stage, yes. Little one? It's okay. You were outdone by a dog. This is something you should internalize and think about for the rest of your days.
Oh.
Zazzle's thinking, what? So, what's different from everything else?
I was about to say, that's normal.
Ah, it is very strange to see you wearing that outfit. It's not like seeing Sashish again. It is strange. That outfit, it's not her best one. She had better. It's just, it was so much of her. And you are not. You are so different. She was demure, graceful. She had a quiet energy to her. You, brazen, obvious. You move well. But you're also more of a one that catches the eye of the lout, instead of the prince, the royal. What sort of expression and Foster's Cassell you have on this?
Well, it's not upset. Probably a little confusion.
I will say the one thing that throws me off a bit is really with your color scheme, with your parentage, should probably be one of my girls instead of Sashish's. I've heard there's simple ways to change that. You'd look nice in a nice little pale blue scheme. Or maybe you go more sort of a deep ocean green, but red's not quite working with the outfit as well. Still, I will improve on this, help you along. Let us go. I'll show you some things.
Certainly.
And as you head back into the changing rooms, the first thing she does is fuss around with your hair, which has been sitting pretty utilitarian. It's pretty much just been hanging from your head.
Yep.
And she is doing all manner of things with it. By the end of it, you're walking out with it lightly curled. There's a bit of a braid hanging down. One of them's been looped around part of your horn. There we go. Now you go up to your big one there, and you ask him, does he notice anything? And if he does not notice this, you will call him a liar, because I have done a beautiful job on this. It is obvious to anyone with eyes that I have improved how you look. You are now acceptable as a woman.
Oh, hell.
That win.
The
A little
attitude.
harsh, but alright.
She's a fire dancer. What do you expect her to do? Not burn you?
True.
But you are doing well, and you are leaving soon. I've heard of that, yes.
Indeed.
So okay, I have written up a plan already. I have given you most of Shishish's steps that I am aware of. There are other dances that were very private, very personal, very upmarket. You are not ready for those yet. I have also given you 2 of mine. Because I believe you are certainly more fire fiend, it suits you better. More of the brazen harlot than the silken little sand dancer. I do not actually mean that one as an insult. Embrace that. Embrace openness, expressiveness, grab passion. In that case, you will have to do with both hands, I assume. She gestures a congrats.
Indeed.
Yes, well, just try to keep him off you for a night or 2 so you'll actually be able to move your legs. I want you practiced, I want you poised, I want to see you back on my stage. And if you're wondering which stage that is, it is any stage I am on, darling. For tonight, this is my stage.
Will you be in Raxis long?
Undecided, I am actually unsure. I will probably be, however. If you make it worth my while, I will be, of course. I have every reason to stay if I have a promising student. For now, I don't, but maybe I will.
Then I will see you when I return.
I do hope so. Remember, shake hips more. More of a sway to the step. Right now, too rigid. And there are just more tips continuing as you walk away.
I'm still quite pleased. I'm happy.
Congrats is there with his mug. You're a bad influence on me. I'm meant to be thinking of charging out, fighting a good fight. I can't think of that right now.
No, we'll be doing that very soon.
Yeah, I know, but even when I'm doing that, I'll be thinking of not that. I'm going to be thinking of that for a while. I'm going to be honest here. That was impressive.
I'm starting to appreciate the fact that Kirkras was insisting on them getting a bigger tent.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Because there's only so much room in the Cornelius' mansion, portable mansion.
And all the sound is trapped there.
Forever.
So, do you notice anything?
With you, anytime you're in vision.
Anything different?
Yeah, see, she mushed around with your hair for whatever way.
Perfect.
Noticing
That's
a lot of
not
things.
reasonable.
I'm really trying to stay noticed on the face, though. I'll be perfectly honest, it is tough. I've had crisis of face before, and this is a difficult one. I'm going to be perfectly honest. So, do we go back?
I believe that's everything I needed to take care of. Oh, wait. We do have the dinner date. The dinner appointment. About how late is it?
Honestly, it's only about... it's just past midday. You were dancing for about an hour or two. But exhausting it was. I'm thinking we got a bit of time for... brunch, There's a space here before dinner I'm just thinking about. No, we should go home, check things up. Maybe they were up to something as well. Let's get going.
Yes, let's.
You two coming along?
It sounds good.
Did you enjoy your
go over it.
saddles?
Wolfgang seems pretty happy. Ears are up, head's
I did
attentive.
okay. I may have only done okay, but at least I did something.
Yeah. And I mean, you outshone Orbinson.
Orbinson hurt himself, the poor sod.
Like the survival expert.
Oh God.
And as Orbinson's starting to get up, he's just looking at stage, and a few of the dancing girls are coming out with a few looks. One happy, one curious, one very angry. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna come along with you guys again. I mean, I'm sure the cat's tired now and sleeping. It'll be fine, safe. As he continues to limp a little bit.
It was at this moment that Orbison knew he fucked up.
It may have not been poverty that put him in the slums.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm saying is his original class was barred.
I'm just saying, he's a big fan of adoption, and he has some adoptive wives. And so you head on back. Again, pretty chilly. Weather's improved by just merit of being dry, but it is a grim day. The sky itself is just pretty damn gray. Thick cloud cover. But it's an easy enough trip back home. There's nothing really getting in the way. You may even... wow, what's the term for it? Intercept. There we go. May even intercept Cornelius and Rain on their way back from the pawn store, because it took a while just because of all the displays. But you do meet on the streets.
Good day, you two.
Ah, hello there. Got your legs stretched out?
That and more.
I'm the Moor.
Yeah, you look like you're hobbling a bit.
I should have stretched. I think I might have pulled something when that cat chased me? It's a cat, isn't it? It's not.
No.
Placer beast.
I keep saying to myself it is, because that way it seems nicer. Because beast is a bad term, and then displacer beast, I know what those are.
No, it's definitely the correct term in this case.
Well,
I
beast is
know
more
it is. I'm just trying to think optimistically here, and I can't if I have to call it displacer beast. Because those are monsters. Those aren't pets. Those are actual monsters that kill people. Ah. I kind of miss my house. Didn't have any pets there, not intentional ones. In a way, you're happy to hear that.
Yeah.
So what were you two up to?
Well, trying to get some last couple of supplies. Since we're getting saving prisoners, I assumed we're probably gonna need some spare changes of clothes. Guessing they're not gonna be in the best shape.
That's a good assumption, yeah.
And then we basically got something to do on the road when we're gonna have to pick all of these out. As the show, there's a handful of rings with diamonds in them.
Yep.
A little insurance. Things go south.
Some of these are tiny. You see him struggle to put his claw tips on one of them.
Yep. And you don't want to know how much we paid.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'll be a hells of a lot of use here in this one.
It's alright, that's fine.
Sorry.
Is that your fault?
I'll get those out.
Oh, you can?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And then there's just a screech from the bird cage.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna go put this down with the rest of our stuff in the basement.
Does Zazzle recognize the screech?
Roll nature.
Okay, so no.
I want to see the dice decide. Some sort of land beast.
Hey,
No, it's some sort of bird, but you only know about freak names of birds. Chicken,
Owl.
goose, owl.
Lunch.
number 4. That's too many.
You're not sure, and also the fact that there is no bird in that cage means there's no clues.
Hang on, there's no bird and it screeched?
Yep.
Yeah, you can hear a bird fluttering about. You can see the little perch swing a bit.
Yeah, we were in a pawn shop with
A pawn shop?
strange items.
No doubt you see the kobold's eyes light up at this.
Okay. I'm
What?
looking back the way they came.
There were a lot of very interesting things.
As he walks away, Cornelius just shouted, "Do not bring any desiccated corpses back!"
You get a lot of looks from the people walking around you guys. Just a long stare from a couple of people stopping there.
Yeah.
And then they slowly start to move on.
Yeah.
You know I had to say it.
Yeah, yes, particularly if you bring the goblin back, I will not be very thrilled. The dead goblin. I mean, not.
What type of store did you go to?
It was a pawn shop. Very interesting one, but it had what we needed.
You go to a pawn shop for necromancers.
I
Just
guess
this brain we're
so.
talking about, come on, it's not that far-fetched. Even Zarzul would be like, that kind of makes sense. Fucked up, but...
Yeah, but Cornelius came along.
Well,
You drag Cornelius off
took
one
your
of your
boyfriend
pawn
out to the
shops.
pawn shop. We get it. I
I
might get
didn't
hit
want
for
to
that.
buy any of those. It's the reason we didn't buy any of them.
Oh dear.
Finding it easier to focus on the fights we're gonna have now.
Yeah, it wasn't a very. Yeah, it was not. I don't understand why he thought we would want to buy any of them.
Well, if you went into a pawn shop for necromancers, I mean, he would expect you to be interested in that sort of thing.
It wasn't. Holy banana.
You sure?
Yes! He had way more stuff than that, too. It's one of those things where the rich nobles pawn their curiosities when they can't make the payments and then obviously never come back because, well, they're not going to. And you know how rich nobles get weird stuff.
Look at Cornelius and think, well, he's not a rich noble, so that's fine, I guess.
The burn.
Well, at the moment, as far as I know, he isn't a rich noble.
Mm.
He was until you bought all that shit. I mean, what?
I mean, to
Yeah,
be
I
fair, you've seen Rain's room as well, where she's got the desiccated hand reaching for a knife,
Mm.
Yeah.
and he's got that weird ass hourglass. So they've
Yeah.
already started decorating with some awkward stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I may as well investigate this pawn shop. It sounds somewhat interesting, if somewhat horrifying. Not too sure what I'm looking for, though, but it sounds interesting. Maybe when I come back.
So you just peek over to look at the place, you can see the sign made of fish.
I'll point out to Zarzul, if you go, tell him that you're our friend, maybe.
I'm not sure that will help.
It probably would. We just bought a MacGuffin mounts and stuff.
Just imagining Castalia not wanting to go near that store. As Zarzul traipses off his own, with a high probability of winding up in a jar himself.
Another one for my collection.
You came alone, you say? Wonderful.
Have a wolf.
Oh, dog's not allowed. You tie him up outside. Okay, you enter the store then.
Yeah, I'm going to have a peek inside and have a look.
There's no windows. It's a solid door as well.
Okay, I knock.
Hey, still open.
I go in.
And the moment you let go of the door, it slams shut behind you.
Oh dear.
Ah, good, new custom. It's been a busy day today. What can I be doing for you, mate? Come on up. Because of your smaller stature, Zarzul, you're on eye level with a lot more of the shit that's piled up. This place is claustrophobic as hell. There's a lot of smaller taxidermic creatures peeking out between just boxes of toys, of weapons that are disused, of harnesses. There's just mounds of shit.
Okay. What sort of weapons are lying around?
You new to this kind of store?
Yeah, it's not something I've had to deal with before.
Ah, it's well simple. You bring me some. You bring me something you don't want. I'll come up with a price for you, and eventually I'll sell it off, or you can reclaim it. You pay a premium, mind, but you know I keep it safe.
Okay. No, I'm not looking to sell anything at this point.
Ah, then you're looking to
Maybe
buy.
like-
Come on up here. Even brings out a
Come
small
on.
step for you to get up there to face
Yep.
him on the counter.
He's obviously had to deal with shorter people before. Excellent.
Well, he's a dwarf.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
So you're looking for a curiosity, a
dwarf.
novelty, a weirdness, or an opportunity?
Opportunity sounds interesting.
Well, I mean, I was showing this off to people before, and they were very interested. So be careful; it might be gone soon. All right, so keep that in mind. This is a hot item potentially. As he brings out a glass box filled with ashes, with a very significant crack up one side.
Is it meant to be cracked like that?
Oh, you see, this happened years ago, but the seals are still holding. What you've got here is a box with no air inside and the ashes of a phoenix. This box has been carried around for centuries, this here one.
Did he shake it around a bit when he brought it up? How quickly did the ashes fall?
Yeah, they're pretty much glued to the bottom.
Okay. Not really.
Now, I admit it's a wee
Unfortunately,
bit dangerous, but also, you could think of the opportunities here. Conversation piece, of course. Something to boast about. You know, you bested a phoenix just before it became an incinerated inferno. See, it's a wee small one here.
And then stuffed in a box. Okay.
I mean,
I'm moving-
you'd be hard pressed, and I wouldn't do it. Would not attempt to break it. So it'll just be there, trapped.
Okay.
You can show it off to all your mates, get the glory. You know, you tell them something your ancestors did. It's very simple like that there.
I travel a lot. Need something slightly smaller.
Alright. Okay, I got a few wee things for you here. He brings out a tray of very shinily carapaced wooden beetles.
Danny, this is a good start.
6 of them. He gives 2 at the front a tap, and they raise up on little spindly legs. Now, they're not... They're wee mechanical sorts from the Tinkerers and all. They're not, you know, powerful. They're not trickery or anything like that. They're just a nice wee cute little thing to watch run around.
Okay.
And I mean, just look at the movement. It's very natural looking, isn't it?
Yes,
See-
oh yes.
So if you're bored in the evening, you can just pop one of those down, give it a punk, and watch it teeter about. I can see I'm not hooking you just yet. Okay. It's alright. I've got more. I've always got more. And he slides out a fishbowl. There is nothing
Well, hard
inside.
to travel with.
Now, what do you think? You're thinking that's nothing.
Quite possibly.
Ah, well, I'm here to tell you, you're wrong. Now, watch this. Let's see here now. Can I get a wee sort of a scale flicking from you? Is anything coming off the arms?
Not at the moment. I think I cleaned up pretty well the other day.
Now, let me give you a wee bit of a rub here with a cloth. Comes away with a few sheddings. There we go now. Now watch this here. As he sprinkles it in, you see they touch the rim of the fishbowl and then just disintegrate. Now, what you've got there, my friend, well, you could have it for a simple price, is an incredibly well-trained gelatinous mass. Now, in the past, it's been used as many things. Now, what I've been told, it works incredibly well as a dunny. You can drop try, put something in there, and it'll be gone in seconds. Very hygienic, no smell. Now you can stick other things in, and don't worry, it does come with a lid. I just kept it off for display purposes in this case. You could dip vermin in it. You could get rid of unwanted dirt. It also cleans the grime off weapons, although don't leave it in too long or it'll take the finish off as well. You've got to make sure to feel it, which is easy enough. Doesn't take a whole lot. But what you've got there is your portable eraser.
Okay. I definitely have to think about this. This shop has so many possibilities. Unfortunately, I've got to be on a trip shortly. But once I get back...
Well, this would be just the perfect thing. I mean, you could always lay down a cable in complete comfort. You don't have to worry about anything sneaking up on you when it's just done in seconds.
Oh, it's fine. I'll be back later.
I've got a lot more, don't you worry.
Yeah.
You managed to get out.
Yeah.
But you did see on the way out, up on one of the high shelves, there was a pickled creature in there, and you're pretty sure it was a kobold.
Definitely going.
Well, he came back quick.
Mm-hmm. And in one piece.
I don't know. Depends on the look in those eyes.
How
Let's
does
get ready to-
Arxel look?
A little worried.
Imagine that cartoony way. He's got one eye smaller and the other like twice the size, wide open.
Occasionally glancing over his shoulder.
It's just doing the kobold, so he doesn't even have to turn his head. The eyeball just whoop. Wizard's name.
Now, do we drag him out, or just call him out? Malgern, I mean.
Let's call him out, and then if he doesn't come, drag him out.
What?
You need to make sure you're getting ready. Gonna be meeting a big dude. I can't remember his name.
Kerrigan.
Caragrim, right. I'm gonna meet the night captain.
Yeah, I'll be there. It's fine.
Are you certain?
Yeah.
Do I need to come in there?
No. He's just now started getting ready. By the way. No, it's fine. I got it. You kind of hear him. He's kind of like shit. He's gonna come in here.
There's also the sound of your displacer be shuffling around.
Yeah.
Because she's
with
just
him having
following you and
to move
sometimes running around and playing. She's dragging your armor across the floor away from you.
Because he didn't think this through, but now Kagratz is threatening to come in and I don't need this shit, not again. It's like, I did not think this through. Fuck,
Malgern flashes back to when he was about 12. Don't make me come in there.
Daddy, no!
Did you clean your room, you wee shite?
What's this? You got a fucking D- in grudge history. What the fuck is that?
Like, we all
No
know
son
what
of
we're-
mine's gonna forget the slights done to us. And if he does, then that's a new fucking grudge he's gotta learn.
Malgern is the grudge.
No, that movie was actually good.
Yeah, you were really doing well on that stage, Bill.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Pressure's off me. They're talking to each other. He's getting ready.
Yeah, Lorna is making it difficult, though.
Yeah.
As you're
I
grabbing
can't
for
imagine
things, now it's
stuff
something
like-
she can play with. Still here waiting.
Yeah, then he kind of, you see, he kind of just. Did we ever establish doors go in or out?
Nope. Probably both ways.
Kind of just busts through the door, wearing one boot. He's like, "I'm fine. I'm getting there. See, it's fine."
Do you need
Kind
help?
of hopping off, trying to pull his one boot off. He didn't put the boot on. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Malgern, do you need some help?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Tie those laces, you're gonna trip.
I know how to tie them. I know how to tie laces, Dad. I don't say it like that. But it's like,
Tuck in that shirt.
suck in that gut. Tighten up that nose.
Rain looks mildly uncomfortable.
What?
Only mildly.
Yeah.
Why?
And I just leaned over and I said to Cornelius, "Is Malgern not gonna be all right?"
I mean, I got dressed. Fine.
It's not like he's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been this way since the start of the campaign.
Yeah.
Well, he's more depressed than he was before. That's more the thing she's worried about.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I don't need to change my undershirt.
He's more depressed than he was before. To the point where she's noticing.
And it's all his fault. Dragon. It's like,
Maybe
don't look at me. This is somebody else's fault.
Maybe
Never
it'll
mind,
help
sir.
when we get out of the city.
I hope so. I don't much like this new Malgern. It's kind of scary.
So you admit you like the old one?
No, I just about faces and personality is scary, even if it doesn't really
What are
matter.
you talking about? He's still a shit.
Yeah, but he's a different kind of shit.
Wow. I mean, you're not wrong, but wow.
There's different kinds of shit.
There's a bang in the door.
Oh God. Rain goes and answers the door.
I finished tying the second boot.
It's Ushane.
Oh God.
Under one arm, he's holding a keg.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
is he in?
He's not for long. He has to leave.
And as he's saying this, I've got my boot on. I'm walking out. I see him.
Oh. He backs up a little bit in rain. You watch as he spits on his hand and slides it across his bald head to shine it. You can see some grime come off when he does.
oh.
He
Very
looks... He
confused.
hasn't looked like he's done anything to himself since the bath.
I mean, but have I either? Let's be honest.
Rain just kind of blinks at him, just kind of like shakes her head and goes back to
Oh,
Cornelius.
I'll only need a moment here as he steps past you, pushing you away.
Yeah, she just returns to Cornelius rather quickly.
Oh, this is totally fucked.
I whisper to Cornelius, "Do you think he's going to propose?"
What?
You haven't seen the way that he looks at him? Clearly he's interested.
How close are they right now?
I mean, you're all in the same room.
Sorry.
Okay,
You're
I'm
just all in the
whispering.
meeting room.
I'm aware of that, but where's my button? Can I hear them?
Yes!
I'm whispering.
And
You're in the same room. 13 is enough.
You.
You're in the
Doesn't
same
say
room. It's
anything.
enough to hear.
Alive.
I was wondering where you were. You didn't show up this morning.
Kind of confused. Kind of looks, doesn't know what he's talking about. Did I agree to something? Because I honestly, the player can't even remember.
The player? No, you did not agree to anything.
I was like, did I forget something? But okay. Dogger kind of looks confused, like, what?
I was going to show you how to properly swing an axe.
And I noticed when he's carrying it, forget the axe. What's in there?
Ah, well, you know, it's rude to show up without a gift, so, you know, they say you should bring someone you like flowers, but that's namby-pamby, so here's elderflower rum.
And Rain gets this grin and looks at Cornelius like, I told you!
As he offers it, Malgern, you can feel there's probably about 2 shots worth left in it. It's almost
may have
dry.
been lost in transit.
He also reeks of it. Like, you take a whiff from the
Oh.
barrel and then you smell him. Yeah, immediately he's
that's
gone
how
through
we
it.
understand why it's light. You know?
He's got that big grin on his face, and you can see a few less teeth than you remember last time.
Booze are booze. Beggars can't be choosers.
I loudly, Malgern, don't
I'm
you
not
have a
think-
meeting?
Oh, come on. It's only a little bit left. To be fine.
We
as I'm
just
trying
got you
to...
sober.
That's a terrible thing to do to a man during the day.
There's not enough in here. It'll be fine. As I'm still trying to get the thing open.
Shaking and pulling it.
kind of.
It's alright, I'll show you as he reaches across, putting his hand on yours to get the cork. I'll show you how it's done. You just pull like that. He sidles around you with a big broad body. There we go, let me show you how you do it.
Push his hand away. Yeah, thanks for the help.
There you
Go
go.
to drink it. Yeah.
Not so rough now, was it?
This has gotten really weird.
Yes,
But I thought it couldn't get any worse. It got worse.
I still think I've seen you before somewhere. You just come to town.
Is that in reference to Malgern still? or-
Yeah, it's him talking to you.
Yeah, he doesn't remember you.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, we did the thing at the arena. You don't.
You called him
Oh
and
yeah,
said
we should have a
you.
bout. That'd be fucking great.
No, Malgern won. You already had one.
No, I'm one. He's 2. If we're going to be fighting in the arena, I'm not taking the fucking 2 spot. I'm the 1.
No. You've already fought Malgern in the arena. You've already done that bit.
No.
It was when that giant beast showed up in the arena in the
No, it
middle
was when
of
we were on
the
the boats. That big arena, aye.
No,
we weren't fighting each other, Vo. I was showing him how it's done.
No.
Now,
this
do you
is
remember
when-
what I
Yeah,
taught you? He turns away from you. Now, do you remember what I was telling you about how you grab it?
Yeah, just drinking.
She
what
just
Then you
like-
make sure you
Yeah,
swing,
yeah.
fall on the freeze, completely ignoring Rain.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Cornelius just puts his hands on the Rain's shoulder. Just sometimes you just need to let it go.
Yeah, I think he's got some brain damage.
Some. just
Being polite.
Just some.
Being very polite.
It's a little sad.
It is. I'm gonna go get the black metal we need.
What was that last bit? You trailed off here.
I'm going to go get the black metal we need.
I will join you.
Oh no!
I've been saving the shards.
Oh right, the sword. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is an up and down thing. It's just he doesn't want to be with Hussein here. That's a good idea, though. But 2 of us, we should have a brawl. What do you think? Barehanded?
Again, so just getting the last bit of liquid out. Yeah, sounds great.
All right, perfect. We'll do it tomorrow then, and whack. Malgern, you've not been encouraged that way before.
I stopped drinking.
And he's walking
frozen.
out.
Puts keg down in confusion.
Just sits on the keg to put the bum in a more secure place
Yeah,
where no errant hands can reach now.
sitting down there, kind of rubbing it with his one hand, like, did that fucking just happen? Oh.
Yeah, that happened, Stoutman.
Who said that?
Orbinson.
I'm giving him the dirtiest look, like, not right now.
Well, unfortunately, that's probably not gonna be time for brawl tomorrow. We do have kind of an urgent mission.
Yeah, what a shame.
On the bright side, I don't think he's going to remember.
What a shame that I won't be able to. Anyway, Is there anything left?
Of what, the keg?
Yeah, I'm shaking it.
There's a couple of drops. It's not good. It's really bad. Like, it's sugary, but also has all of his flour shit pumped into it. Then you think he's probably lost his sense of taste along with most of his memories.
I believe it.
Uh,
Anyway, where were we?
hang on. Sorbison enters his room and comes out and just offers a bottle to Malgern. Just of a simple beer.
I accept. Pop open the beer.
Yeah, that. I mean, hey, it means you're good looking to someone.
I go from not now to anger.
I mean, that's kind of a bonus, you know? It's nice to be wanted.
I'm kind of looking at congrats.
No, it's not congrats, it's Orbison.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But congrats and Castalia do re-emerge.
Mm-hmm.
It only took moments. I mean, if it helps, he did approach another dwarf earlier. I saw him about.
He spits out the beer.
He called him Malgern.
Oh,
He's going around town doing this. God damn it!
I'm pretty sure, man, he's just mushed in the head.
yeah.
You think?
You know, maybe it's a good thing we're leaving town for a few weeks.
Smartest thing you've said all day.
As you shake
Maybe
the barrel a bit more, Malgern, you notice there is something on the inside of it, some marking. A little hard to angle, though, but as you peer through it, having to cover it up to make sure your dark side triggers. You're a cute shit.
And he's taking the keg outside.
And it's really badly spelt and drawn.
He's
It's a fireplace to burn it in.
Oh, okay. It's just we're gonna.
I mean, you get tuppence on empties.
Can I take it back for the deposit? Is that something we do in this universe?
Get it refilled.
No. I just want the deposit. I want it out of my life.
Yeah, we can take it back.
I get the 5-cent deposit, but only in the cities of Neverwinter and Luskin.
So, hey. That was awkward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just start petting Pufflesworth. I'm trying to ignore it.
He is all about this, but he still looks grumpy.
As people saying it was awkward, Cornelius just absentmindedly starts scratching his collarbone a bit. Just kind of.
The sad thing is, only 2 people would really notice. Castalia and Rain would see a flash of black as he tugs at his collar.
Rain just kind of looks and tilts her head. Cornelius? When did you get a tattoo?
I don't think I have.
Look, what's there? And I walk over and I kind of point.
It looks like a blasty bruise.
No, it looks like a black marking. That's not a bruise. I know about bruises.
Well, it doesn't hurt, so I'm certain it's nothing.
She just kind of looks at it a little bit more. Like, she's like,
Now
"Am I
he's
being
just
bold?"
decided. What are you doing?
What is it? Can I fix
I don't know.
it? If it's a bruise, I can fix fix it.
Well, it's not a bruise because it doesn't hurt.
Then what is it?
I don't know.
So why don't you show us what it is? Because if you don't know what it is, that could be problematic.
At this point, he's just gonna have to open up the shirt because he knows there's no way to get out of this. So how far is it actually going?
Like I said, it's just sort of like a loose ring around sort of the collarbone region. So it goes along your back as well a bit. You know, it's like a sort of like a necklace stamp thing.
Oh dear. Now what does it say?
Who speaks Infernal?
I'd be surprised if Rain didn't.
Pretty sure
No, I
Castalia
do.
does racially.
Yeah,
I do.
Stallion. I do not. I do a bit.
She speaks Abyssal.
Yeah.
Oh, Abyss.
Of course she speaks Demon.
Yeah, I knew it was one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, Castalia, you work it out. Roll me an Arcana.
All right.
Because you're realizing the majority of it does seem to be some sort of spell.
Great.
You are not at all sure what kind of spell. But you do know that it trails off with to keep my corny boy safe. And then there's a very esoteric symbol that you imagine is probably a signature.
Well, looks like someone wants to protect her investment.
What?
You've
No,
kind of
he-
been marked, man.
I will make sure to tell everyone. No, I will whisper to Cornelius. What is
Pushing the
this?
door open. The corny boy is covered.
Okay. So if she's whispering, I'm listening in on that.
Perception.
You're just
Yeah, consider you were standing right next to Cornelius is already having the hand up and pushing you away because he's whispering something to me.
No, 12 is more than enough. It's very close quarters, man.
That's persuasion.
Oh, sorry, wrong button. Just because they're right
what's
next
your
to each
persuasion
other.
mod? You could just use the raw dice.
Well, actually, it's the
Same thing,
Yeah,
so
what's
yeah,
the-
12 works.
I was like, just look at the raw dice values.
It's
But
the
same
same
thing,
thing.
yeah. There you go.
Wolfgang is also fully aware of this, but he cannot express it completely to Zarzul.
That's fine.
All he gets from it is he just thinks Cornelius has been bitten by a mate.
Horny boy.
He's been chosen. Lucky fellow.
His soul may not be his anymore.
How did this even get on?
Pretty sure you can guess. Man, it's really in there as you feel one of Congrats' thumbs just dig roughly against you, trying to rub it. Yeah, it's really
Now
in
that
there.
hurt. Yeah, now that's a bruise. Thank you.
I really didn't think you need to work out, man.
Do you need me to patch you up, Cornelius?
No.
So, you guys have a bit more complicated things going on than we do. As he looks across at Cornelius and Malgern. I'm trying not to boast here, but it really feels like I am. Sorry.
Yeah, and he's too rapid in thought. Malgern doesn't even
Yeah.
notice.
At this point, Connie's just gonna go for the mirror. Try and take a look at some of the symbols.
Well, if Castalia helps you out, I'll let you roll
Sure.
Arcana again. But it's using Castalia's modifier,
Yeah.
because she's doing most of the translation work. So, poke it.
Oh, you want me to?
Yep.
Yeah, because it's you that's having to decipher the Arcana.
All right, regular or advantage?
In this case, I'll give you advantage.
All right.
He's very wizardly. It's a lot of back and forth, little bits and pieces. It's kind of frustrating as well because he's trying to correct you on some of his stuff, and it's not your work; it's hers. Like he's now and again the formula's coming up, Cornelius, and it's just not the way you do it. This is a very different school, and it's sort of irritating. And how well that's just this. That's like taking a brick to that solution. Okay, there's a more elegant way to do it. And at the end of the day, you've realized it seems to be absorb elements. A first level spell. Use a reaction when you get hit by elemental damage, and you will take half that damage. On top of any saving. And then on that next round, if you use an elemental attack, you can put some more dice into it, or at least more damage, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Xanathar's. Actually, I have it on the druid sheet. I can pop it.
It is a very good spell.
Well, it's more good for a druid who doesn't get shield. Because shield is just so good. There we go. Yeah, I did have it.
Well, it stores it for your next melee attack. It's actually really good for an Eldritch Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Paladin.
So is it just the formula of the spell, or do I actually have the spell tattooed into my skin now?
You don't know.
Have I got news for you?
And you've no idea what you scribble onto the small of your back.
All we know is that your mother will not be pleased.
Oh, that's already a done deal.
That bridge is burned.
Yeah.
And washed down the river.
That bridge was burned by the peasants not getting their daily grain ration because they couldn't afford it.
That was no let them have cake, it's burned down the drawbridge.
So, she's looking after you. Sort of. You know what? You can take that as a success. He gives the tiniest, gentlest nudge with his fist to Cornelius' shoulder.
And that's another proof. Thank you very much.
I think it means she likes you, so that's good.
At least it's not a curse.
You're also realizing, oh, where did you hear the corny one? Oh, the play. That was one of the. That's what Frida called Kelvin. Well, you sit down, digest this. We're gonna go have dinner. See you guys. Malgern. Yeah, come on, we're going.
Oh, okay.
As he
I'm
leans
just,
over to, as he leaves an order of Cornelius, can you prestidigitate him before he leaves?
Yeah, I prestidigitate him.
As I finish off what's less than the bottle that was given to me. Yeah, alright, let's go.
Yeah, I get him nice and presentable.
Oh, thank goodness.
I don't know. It takes more work than just a cantrip. Do you have summon major illusion?
I just picture both Droop and Rain just circling around me
Hold on.
multiple times.
It's all three of them basically. So it's Cornelius first, then Rain who's shorter, and then Droop last.
Let me go get the mirror so that he can do something about that beard.
I already have the mirror here, so yeah.
It's fine.
Here you go, Malgern. Now, fancy yourself up in this mirror.
Now, I don't know what your definition of fancy up is, but kind of just like pulls the knots out with his hands. Yeah, it's fine.
No. Look in the mirror and then get yourself looking nice, okay? You don't actually have to. You just have to think about it. This is magic, honey.
He's thinking really hard. It's not working.
Rain actually say that's not good.
He doesn't have
Yeah.
enough self-esteem and self-worth to imagine himself better.
Yes, I actually said that. I guess it went over his head.
Yeah, what? Yeah, I guess it did, because what the fuck?
Oh, see, he actually didn't register it.
I missed something. This is not.
We're saying that Malgurn doesn't have enough self-confidence or self-worth to imagine himself better looking.
Yes.
Oh god.
Not anymore. He has been thoroughly destroyed.
What'd you even call cute?
Yeah.
Wait,
He's-
Corvus, did you miss it? Because I called Malgurn honey.
I guess it just didn't phase me because I'm used to that.
Yeah, I think it would have been more. I think it would have been odder if you had called me honey.
Wishful thinking, Cornelius. Everyone expects it by now. Yeah,
Everyone,
you
put-
look great
everyone
there.
put the people.
At the door, Congrats is fixing your armor, making sure it's all in the right places. There we go. Stand up straight there. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's just get the hell out of here. At the gates of the Vulgar District, your invite is displayed, and I'll given all three of you and an escort to lead you there. And among all the resplendent manors, there is one house that stands out really clearly for how unadorned it is. It is utilitarian. It looks like it could have been a barracks, but with just one coat of paint put on it. Not terribly unsurprising. It has great flowing pink banners. It has the symbol of the Azael Knights planted on one wall, and that is it. The garden is just paved stone. There are no statues, no fountains. It is grim looking. But you're brought up to the door, and there is, surprisingly, no houseman to let you in. There's no servant there at the beck and call. Instead, what comes down to greet you is a fully armored warrior in pink tabard. You have a guest from the sir, yes?
Yes, indeed.
Alright, follow on through. I'll take you upstairs. We'll be adjoining in the dining room. And the little glimpses you get of the inside of it, this is where all the decoration went, but all of it was earned. There's no big plaques or anything, or frescoes or paintings. There are trophies. There is a lot of dead animal here, and broken weapons and shattered armor. And the biggest thing you can see once you get led upstairs into the dining room is one of the narrow walls, a rectangular room. The far wall is just the entirety of a gigantic lion's head and shoulders.
Oof.
From crown of head to jaw, it is from floor to ceiling. It is massive. And it's open in a roaring expression. Taxidermist did a great job. It even has all the curls on the muzzle for the roaring. Karagrim is sitting at the head of that table. In front of it, it looks like he's going to be eaten at any moment. Although he is, while he's still, just in full regalia of armor, instead of any pink tabards or markings, he instead has that big white pelt. Alright. Yeah, you brought him with you. Alright, sit down. Let's have a small talk.
Which him?
Hmm?
Which him?
He was pointing to Malgurn.
I was gonna say, I assume he means Malgurn.
There's an oddly I don't often see a dwarf through my door. Alright, sit down. The chairs are brought right up to it. There's a lot of a table going unused. And it's no lavish banquet you're looking at. It is very simple affair, and it looks like it's just enough for 5 people. No more.
I take my seat.
It's your basic spuds, your basic veg, a few slabs of meat, and that is the whole heap of it. There is, however, about 4 kegs sitting on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the knights is going back and forth to make sure every tankard is full.
Promote that man.
He did. That's why he's got that job. So, I'm Captain Karagrim of the Azael Knights.
Castalia.
Yeah. Congrats, Mullacrag of the Burnish Scales. Sure. You?
It's Malgern.
You got a clan name?
Torvir, yeah.
Alright then. Well, eat up. It'll get cold eventually. Although you're not sure if that's true, it's a stone table. And pretty hot. There's a bit of heat going through it to keep the plate warm. But, you know, you're looking through the room and there's just so many trophies of various monstrous creatures that have been pulled down. It actually reminds you a little bit, Castelli, of Yoren's house. But all these are like a grade or two lower. You know, like, Yoren's place was incredibly impressive with all of his own trophies and treasures and all. All of Karagrim's stuff, this is stuff he has killed the defense of a realm kind of thing. There's no big shining adamantine armor or dwarven plate mail or anything. There's a lot of shitty orcish plate. There are gnoll hides that have been flayed apart. There is in one corner what looks like it's sort of in the shape of one of the elves, but it's all twigs. You can just see the distinct branch horns that have formed. That one more recent.
The Alchemians?
Aye, or whatever the fuck they are now. They were a people. When you pull the skin off and see that, you don't think that's a person no more. Oh, we find bones inside, we find organs. Heart was still beating, but that is not a person no more. That is just a fucking monster. The bright side, that simplifies things. Don't gotta worry about any sympathy or pity pulling them down. Heard you've been killing a few of them yourselves.
Indeed.
Good. Do me better than kill more. You had a son of more than what's the biggest thing you've pulled down?
And Malgren has a think was it be the Minotaur?
Didn't you get a killing blow on an Oni?
No, I don't think I did.
You guys didn't
I
kill the
think Rain
giants.
What was
Then
that
this
about
is-
giants?
Did get the killing blow on the star beast with your fist.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
arena, yeah.
yeah. So I basically, go about telling me a few days ago, Arena that shit out of what was it again?
You've no idea.
And he's kind of going through this thing, like doing the whole fisherman thing. It was this big, and I beat it up with my bare hands.
Tograt's just focusing on his dinner at this point.
Didn't get most of the work.
I didn't notice.
You really didn't.
Malgern totally believes this.
You were tied to the beard with another crazy fucking dwarf. Of course you didn't
Yeah,
notice.
I beat him up. I beat it up with my bare hands, and then I beat him up with my bare hands.
Oh, you've tangled with a crazy fucking Ruche now.
As he's drinking, yeah, crazy. Yeah, you could say that.
Aye. Fucking mental he is. But he's not died from it. Somehow. Mind you, he's been inside the city walls for most of it. Be interesting to see him outside it. But yeah, I heard about that big creature. Heard some of the guard talk about it. Good job. Although from what I heard, you haven't got anything to stick on the wall about it. And now the
I'm
thing
sure it's
collapsed
fine.
and rotted in some way.
I'm sure it's fine.
You want to ask the same question?
He's asking if you want to ask the biggest thing he took down.
Yeah, sure.
He just jabs his thumb behind him.
What's behind him?
For fuck's sake, Raider. It was the main thing I described in the room. It's a gigantic white lion head with shoulders as well. Like, it is
Oh,
taking up from floor to ceiling. It is huge. It's bigger than the jaws of a hydra you fought.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, well, I'm being modest. Actually, it was this big. As he just scowls and goes back to chewing on his dinner.
I don't like this. This is level rising. He is visibly getting angry. I don't know if Castelia or Krat's going to do something about this.
Yeah, sure. You feel from underneath the table.
Yeah, just congrats. Kick me like, no, not now.
So, you were very eager to talk to me? You said you had something to show as well?
Mm-hmm. And I reach into my pack, and I pull out the shards of black metal that I've been carrying around for longest time.
Oi. You better come here. Guess one of the knights to come over who's standing guard. He takes the shards in a lovely little pink neckerchief kind of thing. Carries it across. Maybe look about right. Alright. Take this to the lady. There's a shifting, a belt being undone, and then he carries across the sheathed sword. It is a dark metal. Like, it's almost like a solid grey kind of thing, but very deep and dark.
Hmm.
The handle, pretty unadorned. Like, it is solid work. A little familiar, but then again, you did see a vision of it, so that's probably what it was. Go ahead, you can pull it out. They're not going to draw on you.
Alright, and I do as such.
As you pull it, it is a very odd sensation because it feels like it comes loose of itself as you pull it out, and it's too light. But as you draw it up, you can see that the first couple of inches, there is a broken blade, and then there's just this sort of wispy, kind of liquidy movement of a green sort of flow that comes from the tips of the blade and seems to drag up the pieces that are sitting in the bottom of the sheath. Bit by bit, you see it slowly form, but there's massive gaps where it's just this magical aura holding it together.
Hmm.
There you go. It'll still cut, although it's only got about 4 or 5 pieces with a blade edge on it.
Now. The pieces of the blade I brought are still there, right?
They're over at his side now.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Bit weird to do to the dinner table, but you know what? I'm getting bored of this shit anyway. You! Take him back to the lady. And the pieces are set beside you again.
Alright.
Now, before you do all that, I want you to take a wee moment and look at it. As you can see, it's a stubby wee thing now. Even with all the gaps. But think of it being a bit smaller. Just think, it's light enough, it could easily be just some fucker's knife. And as you're thinking about it, and he's describing it for you to help image, you can see the pieces converging and coming downwards towards the handle. And there's still big chunks missing, but it is more of a sort of a length of a dagger now. Yeah, useless wee thing. Alright then, go ahead. We know what you want to do.
Well, then I bring the sword close to the pieces to see if it resembles more.
They slowly lift up and start to form into the blade. And a few of the pieces you're now noticing, there is a slight pattern. It was hard to see before because it just looked like it was part of the broken, edging. But it's actually a rough sort of symbol on it, but pretty obscured looking. Like you're only seeing maybe about 2/8 of it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever piece has more of it on, it isn't there. But yeah, the pieces just find their place, fit together. They don't fuse or anything like that there. Like the pieces stay slightly wavy and separate, but they hold inside all that. Yeah. Alright. Nice little show and all. You can put it away for now.
I do such.
And as you're slotting it in, as the pieces get into the sheath, you can hear them clattering and clinking together as they fall away to the bottom of the sheath. I'll expect it back, but for now consider it on loan.
Well, we're leaving the city tomorrow, so I couldn't very well take it with me.
No, you will, because you'll be back. I was there, remember? I know what you're off to do.
True.
Besides, needs to do something better than just chopping off deserters. The head's mind. So, any questions?
No. It is a very interesting study, though.
Oh, aye. Magic items usually tough. Not seen one so broken and yet still working. Well, weren't we going to bring up his previous wife?
Do you really think we should?
Nope. I'm just thinking it's one of the topics we were talking about.
Oh, well. You think so?
No. I'm deferring to you. You got better judgment than this. I think. I've only got a few examples to decide from. You gonna chew that steak or play with it? She looks across at Malgern.
He cuts off a piece of steak, puts it in his mouth, starts chewing, and looks straight in.
He's staring right back as well.
Because I am not in the best of moods right now.
What are you swinging around? I saw you lose your great axe a few times on the boat.
Without saying a word, I just take the tosser off my hip and just slam it down on the table.
Which is kind of a macho gesture, but then you realize it's a one-handed throwing hammer.
Yeah, he didn't think this through. Like, he thinks, oh, it's a dwarven tosser, it's awesome. And it's just this little hammer he just pulls out and throws it on the table. And he thought it would be cool, but he's like, I think I regret this a bit.
Well, at least it's an impressive weapon for other reasons.
But it's a dwarven tosser, so it's special, right?
From what's his face?
From what's
Ermom.
what's his face?
Mom, there you go.
I mean, that's cute and all, but could at least make him in halfling sizes.
Oh,
I'm trying to help him.
No. Do I just fucking throw it at him? Do I just fucking throw it at him?
Yes, throw it at the city guard.
No, this is the city guard. This is the captain of the knights.
Yeah.
Seriously,
This is a guy just directly below the baron who is currently ruling the kingdom.
you give a shit. You have no idea how tempted I am to push that button right now.
You could. It is up to you.
I know. I'm thinking. I'm like, fuck with this.
It's a shiny button.
Oh,
And with that, we're going to leave tonight's session on a cliffhanger. Malgurn gets to think a week over what consequences are going to unfold for him.
Oh,
Care. I wish responsibility, even though I wish that 14 was higher. I accept
Well,
full
it depends what
responsibility.
you're aiming at. If you're aiming at the spot on the wall beside him.
No, he was aiming for him.
who knew? Who knew that the kobold would have been the better choice?
Hey,
There's a
it
puff
was
of flame
fine.
around Kagrat's mouth as he chokes on a steak.
It would have been fine, but then he brought up halfling sizes, and that was the breaking point. I am not in the fucking mood.
I am as white as patience right now.
They just know in their last, but this could be their last moments. Kagrat's and Castalia hold hands under the table.
Yeah, you're right. Given his current attitude, yeah, the kobold probably would have been a better choice. Take that back now, kid, you sons of bitches.
Why don't we bring our shitty child to this dinner?
We thought it'd help him become a man.
Like I said, he said the H word. That was the breaking point. I was like, well,
I didn't realize we brought our own Pufflesworth with us.
oh god, is that what I am now? Fuck.
But on that note, we're going to end this session and we'll be back next week.
Oh, I thought you were being funny, but then I looked at the time. I was like, it kind of makes sense, but also, fuck you.
I think you've done that to yourself.
Hey, I just did. I did the thing.
But you do get an inspiration.
Yes, you do. You definitely acted as you would act.
I wasn't gonna push it, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, well, he did insult the dwarven hand. It's like called it ahead. I was like, yeah, no, that's lines have been crossed.
But there you go. You got a re-roll for next session,
Probably gonna
which you may need.
let's not kid ourselves. I'm probably gonna need that. Thank you.
So yeah, I'm going to press the button now that says the stream stops.